is the best season, and spring
No.
gives it a run for its money. And then
Okay.
winter is nice because I do like snow, and it's got Christmas, which I enjoy.
No.
Uh-huh.
And then fall is just like
This is backwards.
it's like reverse Goldilocks, where it's like this is in the middle of the extremes of the other seasons.
Yep.
But
Just-
in a bad way.
No.
In a bad where it's just a
No.
big gray nothing.
No. No, I want to... Go ahead, Allie.
No, well, a thing that's happening to me this year is that like daylight savings is really fucking me up more than it usually has.
Huh.
And that's really lowered the fall score for me because like the sun setting at 4:30 is ridiculous.
It fucking sucks so bad. I was already in the middle of fixing my sleep schedule, and I'm glad that I was, because when I finally nailed it, I was able to adjust it a couple hours earlier. So now I'm not waking up and then 1 minute later it's dark outside.
The thing is...
But it doesn't matter because it's been overcast for a month anyway.
The thing is, the dark outside carries through for the winter, and then also it's both freezing cold outside and inside, where I cannot control the heat because I live in New York City. It is boiling. So, and also then I have to go places in New York City in the winter where it's just like I'm stomping through snow and mush, and it's just gross.
And I have the exact opposite thing. I have 3 different ways to heat up my house. I have
Sure.
central.
Great.
I have central
Love it.
heating.
Congrats.
Weird
Thank
flex,
you.
but okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have
My
central
house.
heating. It's not my. Well, I rent it. I rent
Yeah,
the
but
house.
you could play music loudly and not get yelled at because you live in away from places.
Yeah, actually, this is the loudest place I've ever lived. I can hear my neighbors so much more than I could hear like even my upstairs neighbor when I lived in an apartment. And it's just like a neighborhood where they throw a lot of parties and love to play music, and it's fine. But the flip side is I don't ever have to feel bad about the same thing. If you're playing music at 2 a.m. on Tuesday, I'm playing music at 2 a.m. on Wednesday. I don't give a shit. We're all doing it.
We're all doing
it's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
We're all doing it. It's a loud
that's
neighborhood,
fine.
and that's cool.
That's fine.
But as long as I'm doing it too, it's fine.
All right, we should time about this and start this game because of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do time dodges get smaller for anyone besides me?
It looks smaller.
It looks smaller.
I'm gonna say same size for me.
No, it's shrunk.
I'm on Firefox.
Oh,
It's
stream-
gray. It's a different color.
Oh.
It's gray?
Yeah,
It
yours
turns
been
is all
streaming?
pushed up.
gray.
Huh.
Are we streaming?
We are,
Yes.
but I don't have but I don't have this.
Wood
one
stove.
second.
I have a wood burning stove. That's my winter solution. Toasty living room.
Okay. That's swell.
Great
guy in the
advice.
living
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
I'll go get a wood burning stove.
Yeah.
I said my solution. I didn't say take my advice. I just said I have a wood burning stove.
Okay, fair. I
You
shouldn't
did,
be so
that's
proud
true.
about it.
1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my
Fucking-
display capture.
Move to Providence. You'll get a wood burning stove. Everyone's got them.
Is that how that goes? You just get one?
Rhode Island charges the most out of the entire country for utilities, and
Huh.
so I think a lot of people rely on wood burning for heat because nowhere in the entire country charges more for gas.
I have to zoom up to 500% to get this the right size. I don't like 400% is when it jumps
Well,
in size.
time.is was big in the first place, you know.
I liked it. I'm gonna
It
go into
was
customize.
like time.is, and we are not ashamed of that.
Well, you can just click it, and then it'll be full
No,
screen.
it doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't zoom the time.
Yeah.
I want the
It must
40
be so small.
45?
Mine is huge still.
Look at the stream.
45?
Yeah, 45.
45.
All right.
Cool.
Way to be assertive, Allie. Good job.
You made it
so
happen.
much.
I really appreciate it.
Oh my god.
All right. Welcome to Live at the Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interaction between good friends. I'm your host, Austin Walker, and joining me today, Andy Clare.
Hi, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Captain Trash, and you can listen to my other podcast, Emoji Drome, on your podcast app of choice.
Ali Akampora.
Hi, you can find me over at Allie_West on Twitter, and you can find the show at Friends_Table.
Andrew Lee Swan.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Swandre3000.
And Keith Carberry.
Hi, my name is Keith J. Carberry. You can find me on youtube.com/runbutton and on Twitter at Keith J. Carberry.
You can find everything we do at the show at friendsathetable.net, twitter.com/friends_table. You can support the show at friendsathetable.cash. Keith, do you have you are not in this roll 20. I don't see.
should
There
be.
you are.
Now
Now
he
you
is.
are. Now you are.
Yep.
Now you're here. Cool.
There we go.
Today we are playing Stewpot, Tales from a Fantasy Tavern by Takuma Okada. Stewpot, Tales from a Fantasy Tavern is a collection of small games for groups of 3 or more players. Each game lets you, a retired adventurer, play out different parts of running a tavern and setting down in the town together with your old adventuring party. You'll be scrambling to cook something edible with random ingredients, bartending for troubled souls, calming down a tavern brawl, going shopping for all the things a tavern needs, and more in a variety of slice-of-life scenes. It takes inspiration from games like Mobile Frame Zero Firebrands, The King is Dead, The Sundered Land, by Magui and Vincent Baker. Obviously the one of those that we are most familiar with is Firebrands, a game we've used now twice in Friends of the Table history. And I think as soon as you start skimming what the list of the games is here, you'll get some familiarity. Like, oh, okay, I see. These like mini games will be taking turns. Let me go to the top of the book and just read from how to play here. All right, so the story of Stewpot is told through a series of mini-games. Each game represents a closer look at a certain amount of time that passes at the tavern. The recommendation is that one game represents a month, but your group can decide it represents a week, a season, or even a day or a year. To play, we'll need a few things. I think we have all of these more or less. A copy of the tavern sheet, which I've recreated up here. A copy of character sheets, which you should see 5 of them on the Roll20. Writing utensils, that's Roll20. 1 or more 6-sided die. A deck of cards, which I think you should see in the bottom right. Does everyone see that? Mm-hmm. And a coin for flipping. We can just roll a d2. The way this game is basically going to work is that we are going to go around the table and we're going to each choose a game to play from this list of games. You'll see in the journal that there should be a handout that we all have that's called the list of games. We are going to start with the first step and we'll end within the rhythm of things, but in between we can pick from any of the other games listed here. So take a moment to skim those, and during other people's turns when you're not in a scene or whatever, you can always read through those and pick or look through the book, because the book also has the list of them. Most games will require other players, and having someone in mind is good, but you should always ask before you plan too much. No one should have to play a game they don't want to. After a game ends, check to see if anyone wants to take a smoke break, and I'll explain smoke breaks in a little bit. But basically, it's an opportunity to step away from the table and take a little break. If no one wants to take a smoke break between games, mini games, the next player chooses a game. The first step in the rhythm of things are only played all together as the first and last games, and cannot be chosen on your turn. Using your experiences. So you'll see on your sheet you have lists here. Kind of empty spots here, which is adventure experiences and town experiences. The prompts of most games use your experiences to achieve a goal. When you use one or more of your adventure experiences in a game, at the end of that game, you will choose one of those adventure experiences, cross it out, and mark a new town experience in your town job. Narrate a short scene that describes what led to this new experience. It does not need to be related to what just happened, because time is always passing between games, and characters have lives outside of their work. So let's just remember this: that in general, there's a few exceptions, but in general, if you use an adventure experience, and we'll get to what those are in a moment, after we use the one in the game, you should cross it out and then add a new town experience to your job. As we start off this game, we are going to create a tavern, and it is going to be a small run-of-the-mill tavern. But with hard work and more than a little luck, we hope to become a name that every adventurer knows. As we play these mini-games, time will pass, and our characters will become better at running the tavern, and word will spread. After every third mini-game we play, we will all take a smoke break to check in on each other. Then we'll play a specific game, a game called Wear and Tear, which will increase one of our tavern ratings by 1 up to a maximum of 4. So basically every 3 rounds, we're going to be able to upgrade the tavern. So if someone could be in charge of tracking that would be great. In terms of just like, all right, when was the last time we did this? That would be fantastic. Does anyone want to
I'm gonna forget the hell out of that.
I know.
So you want someone to track when it's time
When it's
to do
time
the
to
wear and tear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can do
that.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Sure.
we can both do it.
You can both do it.
Wow.
He'll have some redundancy, which is good. You can also choose to play Wear and Tear at any time to increase a rating by 1. And that said, you should always take a smoke break before Wear and Tear just to gather your thoughts. But when you do that, and this is why it needs to be tracked a little bit, that will reset the need to play it again to every 3 games. So like, let's say we get to the second round and then someone says, oh, I want to do Wear and Tear now. Then we would do that game, then 3 turns later from that. We wouldn't do it after you know what I mean? Like, it would just reset every time that we do it. You can also increase a rating instantly by succeeding in the game's festival day or a distinguished guest. This does not reset the need to play Wear and Tear every 3 games. And each time a tavern rating increases, each player can describe a new detail or feature of the tavern. So you'll see on your sheet, you have a bunch of stuff, and we'll get to like name, look, weapons, adventurer job, town job, and stuff in a bit. But there's also this whole side sheet called memories here that's just like empty right now. Memories are where you keep track of, the memory sheet is where you keep track of your relationships between player characters by writing down memories. Memories are moments in the game, descriptions of scenes, sentences of dialogue, or anything else that strongly represents the character. Importantly, your character remembers this moment and associates it with the other player's character for the rest of the game. Just a place to jot down little notes of like, oh, hey, I remember when Allie's character did this, etc. We should talk about the safety systems of the game before we start creating characters, and also what smoke breaks and holds are, which are kind of the 2 unique safety systems in the game. Stewpot has 2 forms of safety tools built into the game, in addition to any you might wish to use. So as always, for us, like I know we've used the X card before, we've used lines and veils, so if anyone wants to, have an X card, we can go down that system also, but I do want to read the safety smoke breaks and hold section here because I think they're pretty unique and interesting. Even if you don't expect to need them, especially in a more lighthearted game like Stewpot, it's really important that you have these tools available. Player safety is more important than any idea you bring up in a game. Agreed. Smoke breaks. There are 2 situations that lead to taking a smoke break. The first is when after each game you should all ask if anyone would like to take a smoke break. The second is before you play Wear and Tear every 3 games, and then everyone takes one. To take a smoke break, everyone steps outside the room you're currently playing in, or at least steps away a good distance from the table if you're in a large room. That's it. It's a little 5-minute break to like clear your head and step away and think about stuff, and if you have to attend to the phone or the bathroom or anything else, it's a good time to do that. Holds. Smoke breaks are good as check-ins, but they don't work so well for issues that come up in play that need more immediate attention. That's what holds are for. Anyone can call for a hold at any time. Your group should agree together what calling for a hold looks like before you start the game. A few ways to do so could be holding up a hand or a fist. We're not on cameras, so probably not that one. Placing a hand or fist in the middle of the table, likewise. Sending a message that says hold in your group chat for an online game. Saying hold out loud. I would be glad to have that as the typed message, but I'm curious if anyone else has another feeling on that. On how if we do want to pause, if we do want to hit hold.
I think type messages work because Roll20 has a little like
The
beep.
bleep, yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Cool. Ending the game. Of course, the goal of a successful tavern would be to operate indefinitely, but all games must come to an end eventually, and hopefully you can walk away from your game of Stewpot knowing your adventurers have settled down comfortably. When every player has switched all of their adventure experiences to town experiences, everyone plays in the rhythm of things together to end the game. So, as we create characters, you'll start to understand what that means in terms of turning adventure experiences into town experiences. But it'll be pretty clear, I think. To start this game, first of all, any questions on anything I've said so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, to start this game, we need to build a tavern. Our tavern is central to the whole game. We need to work together to create a place that we're excited to tell the story of. There's a bunch of stuff that is up to us in terms of determining what's up with our tavern. Even before we get to something like the name, we could start with the location. Location is a fundamental part of the story. You want to tell about your tavern. Do you want to compete with other taverns in a bustling city? Or do you want to be a little stop in the wilderness, the only place in a small town? As a group, decide how large the town or city around you is. Then each player can give one detail about the city or surrounding area. What do we want to do? Are we thinking city? Are we thinking town or village? Are we thinking like rest stop on a like a highway or like a pathway?
I think I'm not thinking city.
Mm-hmm.
I like rest stop.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm down with this. So it's like a rest stop in a. Are we in like a very traditional fantasy world here? Like,
Sure.
is it on the? I guess my question is like, is it next to a dirt pathway? Is it next to like a paved road? Is it on a highway with cars? Like, this game has classes in the traditional fantasy sense and leans towards that style, but it could be whatever we want and we can adjust.
I like if it's like right before like a fork in the road, and it
Ooh.
is just like a dirt road, and it's like, hey, come on
Okay.
down. Where
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you?
I love that.
Are we
So
are we in the fork?
yeah,
Maybe.
right. We must be right. That's the spot. That's the play.
Right. Yeah.
That's where all that foot traffic is, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So this is definitely like we're in like the in the wilderness at a fork in the road. Are there other details we want to hit here?
Is this a rest stop in the way where this is the only thing and the people that work at the inn live at the inn, or are there like a couple other things?
Right. The thing is, like, if we start building more, does it become a little village at that point? Do you know what I
Like
mean?
I guess but like I'm thinking the modern day, like the thing on the highway equivalent would be like, are we passing a gas station, or are we passing a gas station that also has a Dunkin' Donuts and a McDonald's?
I mean,
and
it's a tavern, so it has to be. Yeah, I mean, it's a tavern with food and places to sleep and stuff. So it's like we're passing one of those, but also you can sleep there, right? But the thing about our real life rest stops is people don't live there. You just drive there for work to work there, and
Yeah.
that's not what unless we're traveling to this place every day.
No. Well, I guess that's what I'm saying is like, do we? Are there people who live outside of the inn, or does everybody that work at the inn live at the inn? Presumably they're not traveling to get there, but they're coming from a cottage or something.
Yeah,
that's very close by.
Yeah, I think that's going to be up to us as characters, probably. I think for me, like the bigger question, or the part that like I'm extending from that is, if we are not just if it's the five of us, I guess it could just be the five of us live at this inn and then operate this inn, or we live nearby. But like, are there other NPCs who live nearby besides us? Are there other characters who live nearby, or is every character that we're going to see someone who either lives at the inn or is passing through?
Yeah,
I think
like,
that dramatically changes like the types of scenes we can have, right? Because like there's a difference between like, oh, this is the mayor of the village, or this is the person who gets us firewood. You know what I mean?
this person runs a general store,
Right? Exactly.
or
Part
like a
of
materials store. I guess that's the thing about if we're a building that's in a fork in the road, there isn't really room for another thing.
We could have like a nearby, like we could be the midway point between like a town and something, maybe. Like there could be like a town that's like a day's ride away, and that's how we get our supplies. and
yeah.
stuff.
Right. So most people that come through are travelers, and then the other category of people is like folks who need to travel from one town to the other and back for work or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so then, yeah, we all basically live here or nearby. Like, I don't want to be like no one's allowed to live in a cottage in the woods that's like a 30-minute walk from here. Do you know what I mean? Like that seems like it should be on the table.
Against the rules.
No. So we're forking the road. We are a day's travel from a town. What are the other two forks of the road go to? I feel like one should go to some ruins. One should go to like some like we're adventurers, right? And so maybe there's ruins down this one path that we spent years adventuring in. We never like cleared that dungeon. You know what I mean? I kind of like one of the forks goes to a place that we spent our time. We spent our time everywhere near here because this is where we decided to like settle. Maybe it's like one of these places of the town some of us were from to begin with. One of them is the place that we ended up like winning the quest. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, look, we made peace with the goblin tribes that are at the end of his other fork or whatever. And the third is this ruin that is like the end game raid or the super difficult dungeon dive that we never got through, but we were like, you know what, we could all lose our lives at level 32 of this fucking dungeon, or we could open up a tavern.
So this is I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, the new Pokemon games. So
Sure.
This is sort of like we're a group of people who are like the trainers that exist between the first and second gym leaders who just are there forever but just decided instead of just always having a level 12 Pidgey
to fight
for all time,
right?
For whatever reason the leveling up system doesn't work for them. That youngster or trainer junior retired and started a hotel.
They opened the nursery.
Right. It's Pokemon nursery. So you just watch animals lay eggs.
Some ancient ruins.
Does anyone like eggs here?
I think we all like eggs.
Yeah. Pro eggs.
And no, Andy says
I have problems with eggs.
Okay.
But fine, I'm working on them.
Sorry, I didn't say eating. I said laying.
Oh no, I don't lay eggs.
I'm just typing this down. Fork goes to a town, some ancient ruins, and a friendly goblin village. Those are the three things. Unless someone wants a different thing that
I didn't expect to say today.
Are we good with this description of this place?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Specifically, is it a day's travel between two
I
towns?
I think it's a day's travel from the town, and then it's further to the other two.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is it like? I want it to feel I guess a day is a for real amount of. I'm thinking about like Chiron travel. I feel like you got to get 3 days out of a town before you're willing to be at an inn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you can just turn around.
I'll just fucking turn around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll just sleep in the tent.
Yeah, I can camp for a day.
But I thought that was why there was two towns, because if you have to go from one town to the other.
Right, but why am I only waiting a day? We're adventurers. We're you know.
You gotta go. You have to go to sleep. That's what a day is. That's what day
I guess.
means.
Okay, so then is the idea?
So I guess you could, if you're an adventurer, you could either camp out outside in the woods or stay at this inn. But if your job in the town is to go from town to town, you're not camping out in the woods.
If you're a diplomat or a merchant or whatever, we are in fact
this is a guy who delivers firewood.
This is kind of right. Is this well? I guess I think the Goblin Village can probably get firewood on their own. They're not they know how to get firewood, but whatever. Fish, let's say the town is like a shore town, and they can go fishing, and then the Goblin Village is like inland a little bit, and they don't get good seawater fish. And so that makes sense.
There's a healthy trade.
Right. Or maybe
a
it's
path.
Or right, maybe this is part of like what we did with our adventuring time. Was we were like, you know what, we're going to bring peace to this society, but to these two different societies, because we're just going to set up a shop in the middle where people can come rest, and that literally enables the sort of interaction between these two communities instead of it just being a place that armies march, Let's talk about look. Now that you've figured out where you are, what does the tavern look like? Be as general or specific as you like. What interests you most about a building? Where are your eyes drawn to? And there are some examples in the book. These are things like dark gray stone blocks, logs cut and placed, a treehouse, flowering vines, delicately carved sandstone, ice palace, boat.
I mean, I do like a boat just in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, we bought this boat to go on adventures, but we never made it past that one adventure where we didn't need a boat.
We didn't need a boat. We left it here.
Right, and so now it's a houseboat.
Yeah, we
converted
cut a hole in
houseboat
it.
in boat.
Is it like flipped upside down?
No, that'd break the boat.
Would it?
Yeah, the mast would be ruined.
I mean, the
Yeah.
mast would be ruined, but I mean, okay, what if we took the mast off the top and we attached it to the bottom, so it's like a big, curvy, nice boat shape, and at the bottom of it is a giant set of masts, but the bottom is now the top. Do you know what I mean?
Why do you want to flip it upside down so bad?
Because I don't want to be resting on the bottom. I don't want it to go up. I want it to go. I like a curve. I like a nice rounded top. I don't want it to go up to a hole that's like the top of like a deck. I want it to be
But
like
all the stairs already work the right way.
listen. We don't have to roll dice for this. We could have flipped the stairs around.
I'm just saying as a practical.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into tokens. I'm gonna type in boat. I'm gonna show you what I mean.
I know what you mean. People live in boats as they're already built.
Yeah, but I want to
So you're
differentiate.
taking a livable building, flipping it upside down, and reconstructing the whole thing.
What if it rains a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Can it rain a lot?
Yes, it can rain a lot. You can make that decision right now. It could be a nice rainy path. I want like
Well,
a
yeah, but if
boat.
it's going
kind
to
of
rain a lot, we don't
rain?
want to flip this. Oh no, that's the Millennium Falcon. That's what the boat looks like.
That's it. We got the Millennium Falcon. I want like a
Do we?
I mean, we could. We could have. Did we used to have the Millennium Falcon?
Now we're helping
Look at
trolls
that
get firewood.
Where? I don't see what you're.
I haven't put anything in. I'm still doing. I'm still
okay.
doing a search. I'm
I
trying to
just
get like
saw
a
the
nice.
Millennium Falcon show up in the tokens on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You know what we can do? Actually, okay, I've synchronized these ideas.
Okay, thank you.
When Andy was like, it should be really rainy, I was like, we should have a place with a really big awning. So we should take the mast thing and cut it off and like tilt it. So the like sails of our boat is like a nice
Become
outside,
a nice outside.
seating area. Yeah.
I like that.
It
See.
becomes like a big umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. This I like. I just don't want it to be just a boat. That's all. I like it. I like a boat, but I don't want it to. I want it to feel like. Here's what I want. I want someone to sit down for a nice meal, and at the end, someone says like, "Did you know this place used to be a boat?" Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I write converted boat?
You know this place used to be a boat. Oh, instead of an upside down boat.
Yes, instead of an upside down boat that these people have remade in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
I'm just drawing
just
it. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't want this as our fucking inn. I want this as our inn. See?
Right. Well, instead it's gonna be like, wait.
Now you can draw.
Instead it's gonna be like that. And then there's gonna be a big sail.
And
then
that's
you can have a
sick.
chair
Yeah,
underneath it.
I'm down with this. This is great.
This is just turning into the WoW Cool Robot.
Yes. This is the visor of the robot.
This is a good looking robot.
It's a good looking robot.
That's the robot eyes.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
Oh, those are okay. I thought those were ears. Like I thought we were giving it cat ears.
Oh, that's kind of good too.
Oh.
It rains a lot. Are there any other look details here?
How deep into this theme do we go with the
Whoa,
decoration?
whoa! Someone copied and pasted a lot, or did the
What? Where?
Oh no! Just Roll20 was being very bad.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I was like, what?
Sorry, I'm adding rain. There we go.
Oh, I can. Oh, yeah, I see on the screen.
I told you.
This looks like Patrick's Rock from SpongeBob.
But imagine it was a boat.
Imagine it was a boat instead of a rock.
Right.
What's,
You're right, I see it now.
I see that was this. That was here. Nope, not all that, please. Just these two. Okay. All right. So we need a name for this boat. That is now an inn.
The
/
top
tavern.
side.
The top side. Done. I love it. Any other thoughts here? Is there an adjective? Or is it just the top side? Top's already an adjective. Which side? The top side.
Oh, look at these. Wait.
And it's ironic because it's the one part of the boat you'll never see.
You could see it from the
Well, be
basement where you look
inside.
up at it. What is
I've linked some upside down boat houses.
Oh,
that
look
look
at these.
sick.
This is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you need the bottom of the boat for the good roof.
This is what I'm saying. Thank you for fucking with the vision, Allie. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you know, I try to.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm on board with this.
See,
I'm a visual learner, Austin.
you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I just found a dope thing. I'm gonna link in the chat. Let's copy image address. Okay, let me counter this though with this. We could also throw this whole upside down boat thing out the window and instead do an upside down house.
Now, you know, you've got me thinking here.
Look at the little door in the bottom right of the house.
Yeah.
Wait, what if we had a series of upside down tiny houses?
Ooh.
Mm. Oh, so we're like running like it's like condos?
Where it's like, right,
no,
we're
not
we've
doing
now fucked up.
condos. No.
I'm not
It's
trying
like
to
disconnected
called-
motel.
We're calling them luxury bungalows.
God.
I'm not a landlord. I just run a bunch of Airbnbs.
When my parents were running a hotel, the hotel across the street from us was like they had their main house and then it was like a row of rooms, like just a straight row. And that was kind of cool.
Huh.
I don't know if that's what we're going for, but if we wanted kind of a spread out thing.
Yeah. Well, a thing worth saying is that we're going to have, this is going to be a tavern that grows. So maybe we start with this, and those are things that we can get as we level up.
Have we considered this as an? No, that's wrong. That's the wrong way to copy an image.
I'm
There we
excited.
go. Have we considered this as an orientation?
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh!
I thought that's kind of what Allie was pitching.
No,
with
Allie,
like the mast being sticking out.
Oh, I
and
mean,
so that
it
the
is-
sail makes an awning.
I think that is part of it, right? I don't think it's.
Right.
I think it's like we've removed the mast, or we've reattached the mast sideways so that
Uh-huh.
the sails are like that.
Right.
But it is still upside down.
But it's still upside down. I don't hate this upwards thing. That's a great shape. It has kind of a church quality, though, I guess. But church,
What
we
if
don't,
we
I
cut
don't.
the boat in half and then we had both pieces of it sticking
looks
out,
to-
and
it
then we
looks to
cut
me like
the walls in the middle?
Yes.
So we just have a W ship in.
What? Why is it a W?
Because
Now
if
this is
you
our-
cut the two, like if you cut the ship in half and then like smash them together, it looks kind of like a W.
Right.
This is it now.
What
And
is
then
it?
there's
That's
like
I think it's like an M.
That was like an M to
Yeah.
me.
Okay, yeah, no, whatever. Yeah.
Does it help if I do
Smaller
that?
boat in the middle.
Oh, see, I thought you were doing like I thought you were gonna go with like, all right, so here's like boot boat,
Door.
and then behind it was gonna be the other half of it, very like vertically, like this.
Oh.
And then from here, coming forward, or like not, I'm going to do this like at an angle, but understand this is just to give it dimension. It's like there's the mast coming off of it, and then like the sail is hanging over so that it's like an awning. Do you know what I mean?
So we cut the boat like half and half, like
the middle
20,
one
like
does look like a butt.
40, 60.
It does look like a
so it
butt.
would be like a
Yes.
tiered situation.
Yes.
Not a half. Oh, okay.
This is what I'm saying. I'm glad we've filled in our NPC section here with a robot, a butt, and then honestly, it looks like a Klansman with a Pinocchio nose. I'm not going to lie.
Oh,
A little bit.
Okay,
not-
that shape. Now we can't do that shape.
Now we can't.
Anymore.
Well, okay, but now it's okay. Well, now the Pinocchio nose is wrong, but that's maybe it goes too long. We're gonna keep moving. Your tavern
me-
becomes. Okay, you
tavern
can keep
effect
drawing. I'm
was
going to keep reading.
Yeah.
Your tavern becomes larger and more well known as you improve your tavern ratings. These ratings determine the quality of different aspects of your tavern as well as the dice you roll in certain games. You start with 1 point in each rating. Tavern ratings should go up by 1 point at regular intervals. The recommended period is 1 every 3 games, which is the when we will do the wear and tear game. Up to a maximum of 4 in each rating. So there are 3 scores. There is cuisine, atmosphere, and service. Cuisine is our ability to make food. It's not just cooking ability, but also it's not just cooking ability and includes aspects of food preparation like food storage, and how easy it is to do business with suppliers. It determines how many ingredients you can use in the sliced game and how many components you have in the glass of the gods. With a 1 in cuisine, it means that we have a cramped kitchen, a small pantry, cheap local wines, and a small brick oven. With atmosphere, it determines a broad range of visual and other aspects of our tavern. It's the vibe, the feeling, the experience your patrons get, the smells, the decorations, the chatter of folks eating at the tables around you. All of these are part of the atmosphere of your tavern. With 1, we have straw mattresses, narrow chimneys, and bare walls. Oh yeah, that's it. You got it, Allie. Perfect.
Thank you.
And our service rating is a measure of how our tavern operates. Is the food getting out quickly into the right tables? Are the beds clean and comfy? Service also represents our tavern being able to hire more people to work at the tavern. Each time you gain a point in your service rating, you create a new NPC employee who represents one of the many new hires. Come up with one or use one of the examples listed. At level 1, their examples are a former farmhand and injured local guard. Who is our level 1 single NPC? Who works for us? Should we make us and then figure out what we need?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Easier,
All right.
Yeah.
So there are 5 sheets here. Feel free to write your name on one of them. I don't care who goes where. We could just use if we want to, we can use the stuff at the bottom. But if someone's like, no, I want that top right sheet, I'm not going to argue. Your characters are the heart of the tavern. You keep the kitchen running, the fires roaring, the beds made, and the tables clean. To make your character, you need a few things. Name. A character's name can be given, chosen, or something else. In addition to your true name, some characters might have a nickname their coworkers and regulars use instead. Your look. Your character's look is free to look however they want. What parts of being an adventurer still show? What have they worked to change? Come up with your own or choose a tag from each category to start. More, if needed. So this is weapons, armor, and... what's the third thing there? I have to zoom in to see it. I keep thinking it says tires, and eyes. That makes more sense. So their examples here are like items, like, weapon, long sword, short sword, knives, longbow, short bow, buckler, etc., tower shield. Item adjectives, so you could be like a jeweled longsword or something, right? Your armor could be like well kept chainmail. There's examples in the books. And then eyes are things like, piercing, darting, glowing, kind, sleepy, etc. I'm going to keep going. That way we can do this kind of all at once at our own time, thinking about all of these things collectively. Your jobs and experiences are what reflect your characters, reflect what your characters were doing before starting this tavern, as well as what you've learned while working at the tavern. To start, pick an adventurer's job and a town job. Pick 3 adventurer experiences, but no town experiences yet. Characters can pick the same jobs or experiences. If some or all of the experiences in a job don't make sense for your character, but you still want to play that job, come up with your own appropriate experiences or borrow from other jobs. The adventurer jobs should sound familiar, and I'm just going to pull them onto the stream for a hot second so that we can just get a glimpse of what we're talking about. So, like, paladin is a job. You could say, I was a paladin before I retired to run this tavern, and you would pick 3 of the paladin experiences, and those experiences are sort of like special abilities or notes. So things like guidance, a sign from your deity, holy armor, divine protection, healing touch, treat wounds, smite, destroy the unholy, taunt, draw enemies towards you. There are a bunch of these. I'm curious if anyone has one that they have their eyes on already. Dre, you already have a name.
Yeah, I know. I think I've got this figured out.
Tell me what your situation is.
My name is Aldrich Blue.
Uh-huh.
My adventure job was a wizard, and my town job is a chef.
Love it. Which wizard experiences are you taking? Oop, did I lose you? Dre?
Yeah, I think we lost Dre.
All right, so invisibility. Dre. Dre is leaving the call and rejoining. Dre saw himself lighting up and.
Yep.
You
I
back?
heard you.
Oh,
You're back.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome back.
It saved me from not being able to remember how to pronounce prestidigitation.
You got it.
I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take Fireball.
So
and I'm gonna
prestidigitation is small wonders. Fireball is what?
Mastery of Flame.
Okay.
And Arcana.
Arcana is your knowledge of the magical and unusual is unparalleled. Love it. I kind of have an idea for fighter. Does anyone else want to be a fighter before I take fighter? Okay. I'm gonna be a fighter. I don't have a name yet, but I'll get there. Where is it? There we go. Fighter. I have to make this tinier because this is big, and also I want to make this a different font. There we go. And then like this. How's that? That's right. And I'm gonna take legendary weapon, intimidation, and endurance. In legendary weapon, you wield an artifact of immense power. Endurance, nothing can stop you. And intimidation, make them do what you want.
Do you have a town job in mind?
Oh, I haven't. I don't. I'm pretty flexible.
Okay.
Dre, what was yours again? You were
The chef.
You were the chef. Yeah, I don't yet. I'm pretty
Just
flexible.
want to see if you were.
Yeah. Yeah. Oop. Anyone else have one ready?
So for the town jobs, you said we don't get any experiences, or we get
Not
one.
yet.
Well,
No,
not-
you
yet,
will be
but we
earning
do
those
get-
as we play. Yeah, you will soon after play get one. Like the first game we play will end with us each getting a town job or a town experience.
And Dre, you were a chef. Austin, what were you?
I haven't decided the town job quite yet.
Okay. Are you leaning towards anything?
No, and I think it's kind of where the character is at actually.
Yeah.
I'm playing. So the weapon. I'll tell you about the legendary weapon is. Where did I put that image that I had moments ago? Here we go. I'm gonna pop it. Oh, that's just intimidation again. It is this medieval hand cannon. Is my legendary weapon. That is like a giant staff that's also a gun.
Oh, God.
And that is why it is legendary. It is just a gun. Like, it's a gun in a world that doesn't have those, and it takes a long time to like reload it. I can like staff fight with it also. But like, what I did was when we got to the boss monster, I was like, all right, I have a gun. And it made me very intimidating, and carrying this thing around and fighting with it gave me a lot of endurance. But like, okay, I don't have any skills. Like, I'm struggling to adjust to being this idea of like, well, now I have, like, you're a wizard. I can easily imagine what a wizard would do in a kitchen. Like, I guess I'll carry stuff around for y'all. I get like, but I might end up taking something. Like, I'm gonna pick last, but I might pick something against type that's like, this character wishes that they could have been this other thing, you know?
Right.
But I haven't decided yet, and I don't want to jump to it quite yet. I still don't have a name yet, so I'm going to work on that. Does anyone else have anything? Just speak up once you have a name or a set of jobs.
I have an idea for my town job. It's my adventurer job that I'm less sure about.
Does anyone mind if I take Bard?
All you, unless someone minds, I
No,
guess.
go right ahead.
I'm leaning towards farmer,
Okay.
but I'm not sure because I don't even know how that fits into an inn.
Well, you'll have those experiences eventually, and those experiences. Oh, we need food. Like we need stuff to cook. But
But most inns don't grow all their own food, even in a fantasy setting.
Well, ours
can.
does, and look at the list of experiences that we'll get to use if you're a farmer. Make food taste better and last longer. Predict the weather in a few days. Your harvests are large and exquisite. If we can be like, we got some large and exquisite harvests.
These are large and exquisite.
These harvests.
Look, they have straw beds, but they have large and exquisite harvests.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll pick farmer.
Okay.
I think I might take swashbuckler.
Ooh.
Someone had to provide the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then actually for my job, I'm going to take artisan. Because I'm, someone had to also design the restaurant made out of my boat.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to land on a name.
Taking some piercing. You don't know darting. I think I'm very like eyes all over the place. Andy, do you know which swashbuckler experiences you have?
Let me take a quick look. I definitely want. I think duelist, bravado, and in the rigging. Probably the ones I'm going to go with.
Love
I only
it.
get 2 though, right?
No, you get 3. You get 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Three adventurer experiences.
Sea legs is really tempting though. Actually,
Balance on any
what?
surface is very good.
I'm gonna get rid of duelist actually, and I'm
Okay.
gonna do in the rigging, sea legs, and bravado.
Okay. Sea legs, balance on any surface, in the rigging, climbing, and acrobatic feats, and bravado, never falter. Allie, do you want to tell us your experiences and what they do?
Yeah, so I'm a bard, and my adventure experiences are alluring voice, the voice of an angel,
Aw.
inspiration, power up your friends,
Hell
and bag
yeah.
of tricks, card magic, juggling clubs, and other spectacles.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then do either of you know what your... I guess, yeah, Andy, you already said artisan.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go apothecary, unless you
I'm good with that.
are feeling strongly about it.
No.
Okay.
I've got an adventure job idea. Thinking paladin.
Paladin's good. So you're like from
Yeah.
paladin to farmer.
Yeah. Well, I could use those. I could use my holy magic to keep my plants alive.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm gonna take holy armor, healing touch, and smite.
Can you read what those do?
Yeah, divine protection, treat wounds, and destroy the unholy.
Great.
So farmer.
Right, classic farmer shit. All right, so that means apothecary is taken. Apothecary, chef, artisan, and farmer are all taken, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
You want to read that?
I just wanted to help
Thanks. I like it.
because I was trying to see
Ooh,
if
$10.99.
I know it's a great deal. I'm trying to see if Chris Angel or David Blaine make like bullshit
Right.
supplements they try to sell, because then that would just be Allie's character, maybe.
And did you find your answer?
I can't find any for Chris Angel. Let me check David
Ooh.
Blaine. I feel like David Blaine is more likely to have a weird supplement.
Then Chris
And-
Angel? I don't know. He's a mind freak.
Yeah.
He is. That's true.
Who knows what kind of pills you gotta take to become a mind freak? Probably like
Unfreak your
tons of vitamin
mind with
B12.
my.
But
Oh.
David Blaine does all like the weird, like not even magic, but just like the weird endurance, like stunt stuff.
I don't know. Chris Angel had someone drive over him with a Hummer.
That's
Wow.
pretty twisted.
Really?
It's
A
yeah,
whole
he totally
Hummer?
did. Yeah,
A stretch Hummer or a regular Hummer?
regular Hummer,
Not impressed.
Yeah.
Just
Stretch
not.
that Hummer
Stretch
and
it
then get
out.
but it was a
back to
Hummer 1, so it was the biggest one.
Oh, I see. I see. I'm gonna move our NPCs thing to where we can actually list NPCs, which is here.
Oh my god, the I just noticed that the Platinum Magic kit for Chris Angel Mind Freak, over 350 Mind Freak magic tricks you can perform, does have a little as seen on TV sticker,
Mhm.
which is not quite Mind Freak, I think, in vibe.
But you think the DVD logo is DVD included logo? That's acceptable.
Well, how else are you going to learn all 350 Mind Freak magic tricks?
Magic
Over a $250 value, list price $29.95.
$29.95. $10.99 here on
Outrageous.
Groupon. All right, I've chosen Scholar. I think Roan, who is my character, they have spent a lot of time like. I think that they're big and quiet and like have a big hand cannon staff when they're adventuring, and then also are constantly just like stealing books from places you go to and reading them, and like very quiet and kind of. This is kind of a thing that's like shitty about them is that they've retired and they've been like, yeah, I shot all the dragons, so I'm gonna read now for a little bit. I'll help out around like when you need me to help out on a thing, but like I'm retiring. This isn't. I'm not getting a new job. I'm retiring, and so like again, I'll help out when you need me to. But the thing I'm gonna do is finally read all those books I stole from the dragon, etc. All right, have we all chosen stuff? Do you have names?
I don't have a name yet.
Okay.
I'm still filling in my stuff, but I do have a name.
Mm-hmm.
My character is Iris Alphonse.
Great name.
Thank you.
It is a good name.
I'm still trying to think of like a good captain moniker from when she was still sailing.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Can you and I be, Andy, can Iris and Roan be from like further than that town? Like the town has a port, and then the port, maybe we have come from like a pirate society or like a different
Sure.
culture together, and like I was your bodyguard then.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, you were like my first mate or the muscle on the ship.
Yeah,
I like
hell yeah. Okay. So I kind of imagine it's like. And then it goes like, and then that way, and then that way. And then so it's like, make this tiny.
Did y'all know that Chris Angel has a Hummer H2 that has one of Houdini's wands built into it, and also has a card shuffler built into the front bumper?
Is that the one that ran him over?
No, I was trying to find the video of him getting run over by the car, but instead I just found his custom Hummer.
Do you think that he got ran over by a Hummer and was like, you know what, that's a solid car, I'll pick up one of those up? Or was it the other way around?
I thought you were going to say, do you think he got run over by a Hummer and said, that was a trick? That was on, that was on purpose and it was a trick.
Haha! You've been fooled.
By the mind freak.
Yeah, mind freaked.
How the mind freak did I do it? You'll never know. Take me to the hospital. Related.
Please. Yeah. This is really going to freak out the doctors and nurses.
I'm not hurt. I just need my magic juice refilled.
Yeah, please.
I'm doing a living room show in room 300B.
I think we're just about there.
Yeah.
Keith, you need to name a weapon, armor, and eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just filling in my weapon, armor, and eyes right now.
I don't know if that ambulance came on, but I think the Mind Freak's on his way to another show.
Chris Angel did another trick.
Maybe they're on the way to run him over.
Yeah.
I kicked the bottom step of my flight of stairs really hard. Mind freak.
Dre, can you give me your name and your look?
Yeah.
And also pronouns. We should write down these pronouns so that we can reference them. Roan is
Good
they,
call.
them.
Okay, so I'm Aldrich Blue. He, him.
Mm-hmm.
He has a set of sturdy knives, which serve him well now in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He has... I don't think he really has robes. I think he just has like very simple but like well-kept work attire.
Sure.
Like for an inn, so that just looks like a pair of like, I don't know, like rugged like slacks or whatever.
Right.
And like maybe like a button-up shirt and an apron.
That makes sense.
Oh boy, now my roll 20 is being weird.
Uh-huh.
I think he's bald, so he's kind of like in his like 50s probably.
Okay.
And his eyes are like curious, so he's kind of like always looking around, like trying to take everything in.
Cool. I'm changing my eyes to sleepy. I've decided. Iris, is she her, Andy?
Yeah, I can go through Iris. So she is she her. Her weapon is a jeweled cutlass. She has distinct leather armor. I figure like it's like pirate gear.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
So, like you need to have a good silhouette. She's got one of those dope jackets. It's great. And she has eager eyes, like so she's always just like ready to go, always excited.
Are we all humans, by the way? I guess we didn't ask this.
I was actually
No.
thinking she was an elf.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I didn't get. I was a human in Hyron.
Yeah, you didn't get to
mix
be
it up
an
a little.
elf.
Let's be fucking diet human.
Ooh, I want to be a gnome.
Fucking gnomes. Write it down.
Whoa!
I have gnomes bug me. We don't have
Famously.
time. We don't have time to get into it. But not you. You're good. Sorry. Gnomes bug me, Austin. Rowan is cool. Rowan is cool with gnomes. Rowan and gnomes get along famously.
One of your best friends is a gnome.
I think more than one. Thank you.
Two best
Two
friends.
of them. Allie.
Oh, hi, yeah. So I'm playing Cassin, who is she, her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's like a bird person.
Ooh, cool.
If you do a quick Google image search for rose finches, that's the bird that I'm thinking of.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, they're like
Hell yeah.
kind of pinkish with like brown wings, so I think that's Cassin's whole deal too.
I love
And like humanoid, but like I think that I'm like short. Maybe I'm like 3 feet, 3.5 feet,
Mm-hmm.
like very round body, little bird person.
Besides the child.
I have a beak. I have wings, but my wings have hands because I need to be able to work. And I have a sturdy bow. I have cursed leather.
Ooh.
I think that it's like a big leather vest almost that you like tie in the back, and it has like all these different sections of leather to go around my big bird torso. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
Keith.
All right. Still working on a name. I'm like halfway there. But I do carry a plain-looking sword. Also relatively plain, thin plate mail, and then gentle eyes.
Love it. Love gentle eyes on a paladin farmer.
Yeah.
I'm Roan. I am they them. I think I am what 5th edition of D&D would call a hobgoblin, which D&D is weird. It's like an orc, but for D&D they're different ones. They're different, but here's the thing. I really like this image of a hobgoblin. I'm gonna put it over here. That is like the default hobgoblin vibe. Big, almost like lion-like nose. Very hairy with like a deep widow's peak. They have like very broad shoulders, and I have ornate plate written down, which I think was like a thing I got pretty late in my adventuring career. I think you always knew me, especially you, Iris, Captain Iris. I still call you Captain. Captain, you always knew me as like a big, like no shirt person, just like topless. And I needed like that movement I needed that like ability to spin this huge heavy hand cannon around quickly. But as I got older, and I think I'm in my like late 30s now, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna mostly just stand here and take hits while I reload this gun and then shoot you with it. Like the move from you have a staff fighter on your crew to the staff fighter found a legendary weapon, quote unquote, which was a gun, to I'm in dope plate mail getting hit and taking shots back was a really interesting arc, let's say. But I'm a fighter, so. All right. Do you want to take like a 5-minute break? We will take a smoke break before we're actually done. Or do you want to do the first game and then take a smoke break?
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
It might help to get some of the like.
Yeah. The start.
Jitters out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Are you good with that, Keith?
Yeah, I'm good with that, as long as everyone's fine that I'm
That's a good gnome chef.
nearing a name.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah.
We've built our taverns. We've created our characters. They've not been named 100% yet. The first step, before you decided to put roots down here, before you found this group of friends, what were you doing? What was the first thing you learned about how to live in this town or in this, place? Setup. Everyone plays. Every character gains 1 town experience. Take turns describing a short scene that led to that experience. Another player or players might come with you, although they do not gain that same experience. If you're stuck, choose one of the options below. This is on page 23 of the book. And so this is like how you got your first experience being the type of person that you are here. Farmer, apothecary, artisan, or chef. Their examples, or Takuma's examples, are a town person you helped once has welcomed you back. They become your mentor of sorts, passing on their skills. You find a good spot in town to sit and observe. Day by day, you learn what it's like to live here. You told yourself long ago that you'd go fishing once you were settled. A friend takes you to a quiet riverbank just outside of town. A merchant offers you a good price for some of your adventuring gear. The children take a liking to you. They pester you for more stories. So it's like a little, a few sentences of how you got your first town experience. We also have to decide our NPC, I just remembered, also.
Right. What we have a farmer, a wizard, or a chef, a artisan, and apothecary, and a scholar.
Yeah, so left open from this set of things: hunter, guard, merchant, orator, priest.
I was like, we probably need does one of us serve the food?
Yeah, we
I
also
think
just need.
so,
We also
right?
yeah, totally. That's the
Yeah.
other thing is like we also do just need someone to like serve the food. Can we have like a cool goblin waiter
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
from Goblin Town?
I love a goblin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I will need a name for them. I can go.
Do
go
the
ahead.
NPCs need a job in that way?
No, not necessarily. Yes, yeah, these NPCs do, because this NPC is from our service. This is our service skill specifically.
What
The
kind
service
of job do you give a waiter?
what? They're a waiter.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Which of
Oh
these
no!
on
They
this
don't need.
list?
They don't need. Okay, no. I thought you meant do
Oh,
NPCs
okay, yeah.
need? I got you. No. Yes. I was very confused. No, they can just be wait staff or like you. They can come from that stuff, but like the level 4 service NPC suggestions are an accomplished head of staff, a prestigious sommelier. In this case, I think it is just like. Whatever their name is, a goblin waiter or server. Anyone have a good goblin name off the top of the dome?
Ron.
I'm already Roan. We can't have Ron and Roan. We can.
Ron and
Isn't that
Ron.
I've written
fun?
it. Yeah.
It should be Ron with a U.
What?
Run?
Run?
Oh,
Do you mean run?
Well, the U is silent, not the O, so it's Ron.
Oh, I see.
I thought you meant RAUN.
Right. Ron.
No, it's-
That's Ron.
Yeah.
ROUN.
Ron is closer to Ron than Run is to Ron. Plot yourself on the graph. Ron, or Run.
It sounds like Ron. There we go.
Mhm.
All right, love it. Who else has
Is it in quotes because that's what he's always saying?
This is what he's
He's
always
like
saying.
round. No,
No,
it's like
it sounds
Ron.
like Ron. It's Ron. My first experience here, the thing that gives me my first scholar experience, I think is that we got a merchant who came through who was like a book merchant traveling between the seaside town and the goblin town, the port town and the kind of like forested goblin town. And it was a book merchant. I was like, you know what? I always did like books. And so I'm taking the well-read observation or experience, which says you know it or you know where to learn about it. So that is my starting town experience.
Oh, so we're picking one of the 5 things and then like explain it, or 4 things and explaining how we got it.
How we got it, or how
Okay.
how did we get it? What was the first thing that kind of set us down the path of our town job?
I think I have one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this. I think it was like right when we were just getting set up, like we had just come here, and it was like a particularly bad rainstorm, and we got like the we were still at the village. Someone's roof basically caved in, and I while I was staying there, and we ended up staying up like all night trying to fix this person's roof, and that's how I learned the skill repair.
Fix anything with enough time.
Hmm.
Love it. Aldrich or Cassin or Keith, you have a name.
Yes, Volt.
Volt. Love it.
Ooh.
Do any of you VOLTE? Do any of you have a name or an experience?
I have one. I'm taking smell the flowers, a keen nose, mastery of sense.
Ooh.
And I think that like when I first came to the inn, it was like, oh, I'm a bird person. I can sing for people, I guess. I can wait tables. But then I think there was a night where like someone accidentally put like it was an easy mistake to make, but like a very like this is the like someone put the wrong spice or something in a meal.
Right.
Like they put like ginger instead of garlic or something, which is a thing that's happened to me and I did not notice. I don't know how. But I was like, oh, I think you made that wrong. That just doesn't seem right. And like I was the one with the
nose
sense
to know.
Yeah, the nose to know. Yeah.
Love it. Volt or Aldrich?
I've got one. So I think most of Aldrich's magic, like I think he took, like whenever he went to wizard school, it's like fireball and prestidigitation were like the things like you have to take, like they're your general like CEU credits at wizard school. So like he knows that stuff, but what he was really into was like weird experimental like long form magic that took lots of reagents and things like that. Reagents, whatever.
Yeah, reagents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that translates into him as a chef having a refined palate.
Okay. What's
You
the?
invented molecular gastronomy in our fantasy world.
Is this a thing that you rediscovered when you sat down to do this, basically?
Yes, because I think when I was still an adventurer, I was very much like, I don't have time for food. Like
Right.
I was fucking like I was the equivalent of like tech bros inventing Soylent, because it's like
Right.
food is just the thing I have to do to keep my body going,
Yeah.
to do the things I actually care about. And then when I retired, like kind of redid my relationship with food.
Love it. Was that something that you? Sorry, I'm trying to get to the town experience part of it, where it's like I
Sure.
would just want to think about like what is the moment after retire? Was there a? This is why I just keep drilling in on questions. Was there a particular dish that you had that was like, oh shit, food?
Yeah. It was like that scene in Ratatouille where the mean critic like eats the ratatouille and he's like, "Oh my god."
Was it something you cooked or something somebody else cooked for you?
Something somebody else cooked for me.
Okay. Cool.
But I think it probably was something simple, like a soup or something.
What if
and it was like,
what if you got sick and Ron cooked you a soup?
"Oh my god, that's beautiful."
You know what I mean? It was like,
Yes.
don't worry about it, chef. You you sleep. I'll prepare dinner tonight, and then put together some soup, and you're like, oh wow, food, soup. Volt.
Hi,
Farmer.
So town experience.
Yes.
I think that so we only have one NPC. We only have Ron.
Right. I mean, there can be other NPCs around if you want there to be other
That was
NPCs.
my crowd. I
but
just
this
wanted
is
to make sure.
this is the
that's
only service. This is the only other person who works for us.
Right,
So if you,
okay.
and I mean, that's not true, right? Because I've already introduced. There is a bookseller who comes through, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't have a name for that person yet, but
So I think that that Volt, like the sort of the way to step into that farming role was to like, you've got to get the seeds for the farming.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I got some of the folks familiar with the area to like show me what was growing in the wild around here, and
Interesting.
I basically was able to get like hardy wild seeds from like to then propagate into an actual farm. So I want to take preservation, make food taste better and last longer.
Nice, cool. So like some local people who live in the woods nearby or whatever.
Yeah.
Who have like they have their own little farms
Maybe
just for
from
their
the
homes.
Goblin Town, maybe
Yeah,
from
both,
yeah.
right? Or not even in one of the towns at all. Maybe like there are other people who don't live in towns because not everyone has to fucking live in a town, right?
Right.
All right, cool.
People, yeah.
Really quick, I don't know
Yes.
if we missed. Is Volt a human?
Good catch.
Volt is a human, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's take 5 minutes. Let's take a smoke break here. Step outside the room we're currently playing in, at least step away a good distance from the table if we're in a large room. I'm going to mute the call and mute the stream. I will be back in, we'll be back in like 5 minutes. Hang out.
Okay.
Hey everyone. Discord is being bad. Discord is booted alley, and quickly checking Twitter indicates that Discord is down for some people right now. So yeah. People want me to show the gnome that you linked. I thought I pulled it up. Did people not see it? Let me switch back over to this. There's the gnome. It's a good gnome. Oh, 1 second. Let me redo that without the big live at the table in front of it. There you go. There's the gnome. That's a good gnome. So we're here, but yeah, we're just having some Discord issues. Also, brief correction. I said I mispronounced Takuma's name before. Emphasis should be on the TA, Takuma. I was just listening to the Cenotaph, which people who are anticipating our Beam Saber game should go listen to the Cenotaph, which is a podcast presented by You Don't Meet at an Inn, which is done by Austin Ramsey, the creator of Beam Saber, and Takuma, along with a bunch of other great people, including a bunch of other great game designers, are in that game. Hi, you're back.
Hey,
That
Allie.
took me 12 years.
Welcome back. 12 years later.
Yeah.
12 years later.
You missed a few seasons of Friends at the Table.
It was
Ooh,
okay.
uh-oh.
It was fine. Don't worry,
How far does it go?
It was good. It was good. It was,
Yeah?
you
Okay,
know
good.
what? I think everyone's expectations
I think it
were
was
in
some
place.
of our best work.
I think so too.
Ooh.
I think so too.
Well, yeah.
You know, off to the right foot. It was
I don't
weird.
know why we did that whole season where we only spoke in Italian accents, but it worked.
Yeah, I don't. It seemed like it would have been super racist.
But instead, it was molto bene.
Yeah, thanks for honoring me in that way.
That's what it was. we all took an oath to only speak in Italian accents until you were back. So
Appreciate that.
yeah.
And it was a for real oath. We flew to a location.
Yes.
We tied our hands in twine.
Yeah.
And we had a non-denominational priest
Yes.
burn the string off of our hands.
It's true. People wanted me to spell the cenotaph.
And then we ate lasagna.
It was delicious. Cenotaph. Cenotaph. Cenotaph Beam Saber. A cenotaph is a monument to someone buried elsewhere, especially one commemorating people who died in the war. The premise of the cenotaph is fantastic. They run they're a Beam Saber crew that runs a body retrieval service. They basically help people reunite with their dead during a war, and it's a really good. And they do a lot of the episode I just listened to. They have for like the third or fourth time in a row. Backstabbed the group they meant to work with, so they've gotten a new reputation. It's going great. Love Beam Saber. love the cenotaph. All right. Let's find it here.
Where
was
are we
I
at? Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't miss anything. We just finished our first smoke break. Now we are going to begin playing the game with mini games. There are 9 different mini games that I have listed in a handout here, the list of games. I guess there's really 11, but the first steps we've done and we won't redo it, and in the rhythm of things will be the last one that we do. And so we have a bunch of other options, and we should really just start with whoever has one and then start from there. Has one they really want to do. There are the following. NPC side quest. Your adventuring days may be over, but there's plenty of people in town that could use your help. Wear and tear. There's always something to fix or clean or pay off. Sliced. Sometimes supply routes get disrupted, or maybe you just want to stand out from the rest of the taverns. Whatever the reason, you're playing this game because you want or need to do one thing: cook with monster parts. Romancing a stranger. Someone in the tavern makes eye contact with you, and their gaze lingers a little longer than you'd expect. Your coworkers urge you on, and make every excuse they can to send you over to talk to this lovely stranger. Off the clock. Where do you go after the tables are wiped down? Who's heard every story you have about the worst people who have walked in? A friendly tavern brawl. Every tavern has its rowdy patrons. You know they're good at heart, but sometimes when the ale is flowing and spirits are high, things get a little out of hand. How do you handle the situation? Festival day. Your town has a few festival days a year, and they're some of your busiest. How do you prepare? How do you handle the influx of people? A bard's tale. During your time as an adventurer, you accomplish many daring deeds. In fact, some of those deeds are retold this day by traveling bards. A glass of the gods. Sometimes a troubled adventurer will come in looking for answers, and letting them drink themselves into oblivion is the wrong answer. It's up to you to mix the perfect drink, something perfect for the situation that can push the adventurer to look inside and find the answer on their own. And a distinguished guest. Someone important is in town, and they're almost here. The tavern has to be at its best for this guest. After all, they might leave a generous tip. Does anyone?
I've got something.
All right. What do you want to do?
I think it would be really fun right now. We have one in everything in terms of like the inn's rating.
Yes, cuisine, atmosphere, and service. Only a 1 in each.
I would love to do distinguished guest now.
All right, let's do it.
before-
I'm down. This is how this game works. Distinguished guest. Someone important is in town, and they're already almost here. The tavern has to be at its best for this guest. After all, they might leave a generous tip. As a group, figure out the details about the important guest. Where do they come from? How important are they? Have you heard of them before? One player will play the guest. Other players are the challengers. At least one for each challenge. Each challenge tests one of your tavern ratings. So there will be a cuisine challenge, there will be a atmosphere challenge, and there will be a service challenge. Who is this guest?
Is it the mayor of the Goblin Village?
The mayor of the Goblin Village, adding it to our list of... Do we have a name for them? Also, I've decided the bookseller's name is Jen, Genn. Jen is she, her. Ron, it sounded like was he, him. What's the deal with this mayor? I'm just going to type letters until we get there.
Yeah.
His name's Norm, but with a U.
Great.
Stop.
I hate this. He, him,
I
she-
mean, I was gonna suggest John, Jonn. Just to
I
keep
hate...
going.
Okay.
John,
But I didn't wanna-
Jounn.
Yeah. Norm, John,
Don't be rude about
Junn.
goblin names, Austin.
You're right. I'm sorry. Can I write down Norm John? Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Is there a
John's
hyphen?
his last name.
Nauerman Joun. It's pronounced.
Is this he, him? Is this they? What are pronouns here?
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like he, him.
It did
People
sound
said
like
he,
that.
him already.
Okay. All right. Goblin Town Mayor. Great.
I really felt like Norm John
John.
was my favorite Martian Manhunter.
I got it, Dre. What 1 second. Let me make this so I can see the chat and also see the book. There we go. All right. So, who is playing Norm John? And who is playing the people who will be doing the cuisine, the atmosphere, and the service?
I would like to be doing the cuisine.
I would think so.
I could be Norm John.
Okay.
Do we need a farmer for any of these
No,
challenges?
no,
Sounds
totally
like no.
not. I
I
mean,
guess the only thing I can think of is to consult with the chef on
you
the food.
could do that. I just want to put that out there. That is a thing you could do. But also, if you want to play Norm John, I'm not going to stop you.
I think I'm going to take atmosphere.
Okay. And then service. I could do service. Andy, do you want to set
Yeah.
this one out, or do you want to help with one of these things?
I could help in some way. I could help with like service or atmosphere, I think.
Okay, cool. Should we walk down this path? Which challenge do you want to do? What order do you want to do this in? Cuisine, atmosphere, and service? Do you want to go like... My gut says atmosphere, then cuisine, then service, then cuisine?
Yeah, I feel like atmosphere is definitely like the one you can do the most ahead of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Atmosphere challenge. Challengers, describe what you do to make the tavern look and feel welcoming. Are there special decorations? Do you hire local musicians? When you finish describing your preparations, flip a number of coins equal to your atmosphere rating. If any challenger has an experience that they described using in the scene, you may flip an extra coin. All right. So, Captain, it's you and me. We need to make this place look good.
I mean, like, so the number one thing is decoration, right? We need to, like, give this place a nice sense of ambiance. People like that when they're dining. Maybe I've got a lot of leftover lumber that we could use for this fire. In the fire.
And make the fire extra big and powerful.
Yeah, keep
it
nice and
warm.
while they eat dinner.
Right. I hope it's rainy. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to make it rainy.
I mean, normally I'd say no, but that actually seems like a useful thing today. So why not? I'm gonna go look and see if any of those paintings and portraits that we've stolen over the years could look nice being hung up on the wall.
Great idea. All right.
Just like family photos from places.
All right. So I'm using my this is a bad thing I decided. I'm not a wizard at all.
Yeah, you chose service and then
No. Oh, you're right. You're right. I did
I'll
choose
do service. It's fine.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
I
fine.
completely.
We'll just switch. It's okay.
Are you sure? My captain was doing a thing, and I was like, I got to get involved because my captain is here.
Right.
That just happened.
That's fine. We could just switch.
We can switch. You're a bard.
No.
You're better at atmosphere than
We
me.
could switch. And
We
That's
can
too
all
bad.
do a do-over.
We can do it. Oh, fuck.
No,
You're a
no.
bard. And I said I wanted to do some wizard shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's okay.
also, to be fair, you also said that your character doesn't know what he wants.
That is true. They, them. Roan is
Oh,
they.
they?
them.
Sorry.
Yeah. I have a really bad answer for how I'm going to make it rain, which is I'm going to go find some wizards and intimidate them into doing what I want.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
So I'm wandering off into the woods to be like, I'm going to make it really rainy so that it makes the awning look more impressive and so that it makes my captain's fire that much more comforting.
How do you run an inn? You intimidate strangers into helping, right? That's how
That's how I run an inn. Yeah, I got this big gun. So that's what I'm doing. All right, we have to flip some coins.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have anything here that would really help.
What do you only have artisan? I guess right. You don't have any artisan things
but
yet.
I have repair.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, if any challenger has an experience they described using in the scene, you may flip one extra coin. So we start with one, then we start with another one because I'm intimidating some local witches into casting a rain spell. So that's two.
It's done so differently to how I expected it to.
Is this not what you thought was going to happen?
No, because I also got mixed up, and I guess I didn't get mixed up because I was like, oh, I thought I was doing this with Allie.
You did. You made that choice, and then I fucking opened my mouth like an asshole. And now I'm rolling 2d6 out here.
I love it.
Or 2d2. Heads 2, tails 1, heads 2. Are we happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You're sure you're not using any of your adventurer skills to get us a third die?
I had an idea for bravado earlier that was cute, but this doesn't work.
Well, what's the idea? Maybe it's not too
I was
late.
gonna-
Doesn't that help with intimidating people?
I guess it would. That's not my character. I don't
No,
want to
it's
be
not.
mean.
It's not.
Well,
I'm gonna go be
I
mean
was
for
thinking
you,
of
Captain.
What if you're hanging up all these pictures and stuff, and you have to use your sea
I
legs to
could
balance
use sea legs, yeah.
to hang things in like weird places?
Or it's a
Oh.
weird
Places.
boat, and it's rigging, climbing, and acrobatic feats to get up
To get
to
up to where did we leave
we
the
need to hang the
paintings?
paintings.
We left them in the.
I think I'd go with sea legs over in the rigging on that, because if I save in the rigging for later, I can do a flip at some point.
True.
And,
There you go.
Alright, so
and that's impressive. That's great atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's great atmosphere. 3d2 then. What we're looking for here is heads. If they're tails, it's gonna go bad. 3d2.
Heads is 2, right?
Heads is 2. So we got one heads. If
Okay.
it didn't Okay. If 2 or more coins come up heads, the guest describes a special memory that they will always have of their stay. That did not happen.
No.
Tails.
So the flip didn't impress them.
No. 2, if all coins are tails, the guest describes something in the tavern that is considered passé in their culture. So far, we didn't fail anything. This isn't so bad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Takuma, if you're in the chat and we fucked this up somehow, besides the way I just did,
Okay.
this is fine. So you tell me, Norm
if
John.
if it had been 3 heads, then it was an unforgettable experience.
If it was 2 or more heads, it would have been
it was
an
2
unforgettable.
or more. Oh,
Yes.
okay. But if it was all fails, then you have committed a faux pas.
Exactly.
And this is in between faux pas and unforgettable.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
in between that.
So what do we think? Do you think the witches did not maybe cast the storm, or do you think it went really bad?
The witches cast the storm,
Okay.
but the weather said, and I'm opening the door, and I'm soaking wet, and the weather said it was going to be clear, and I'm soaking wet. This sucks. I'm soaking wet. Do you have is there a towel? Is there like a?
I nod. I do a wink at. Sorry, what is my captain's name again? Iris.
Iris.
See, I told you. I was gonna make it happen.
I do a flip and grab a towel for them.
Wow. That okay. Wow. Okay.
It doesn't quite even out, I guess. But...
Welcome to the top side.
Well, okay, thanks. So, towel, great. And
We
are
have
we
a
doing
very warm fire.
That
as
was
well.
atmosphere. You don't. That's all we need for you for this moment.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Service challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Cassie, for picking this one up for me.
You've been out? You've been gone all day. I don't understand.
Yeah, I had some other things to take care of.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the distinguished guest has like an envoy.
Ooh, okay.
So it's like this person with like 6 to 8 other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I have both like communicated that we're expecting someone to like our regular guests, and also like made sure that the people who are like working here, which I guess is just us and Ron,
And Ron, yeah.
like have very clear, like they know exactly when their breaks are, and they're all like sequential, you know. So
Yeah, so it's never down.
Ron takes their lunch break, and then I do, and then so we all like, we all have an hour to ourselves to like kind of just unwind and just chill.
Right.
And even though it's like a busy, hectic day.
I want to note, in my defense, the service challenge says flip a number of coins equal to your atmosphere rating. I must have just gotten confused because there's a typo here.
Okay.
That's probably...
Wait, did you flip too many coins?
No. I did the wrong challenge. I did atmosphere instead of service, which is what I said I was going to do.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Takuma, there is a typo here that led me to intimidate some witches.
Well,
Directly.
well,
All right.
I think anyway. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the skill that I'm going to use is inspiration, which is to power up my friends.
Hell yeah.
So what is that? I just roll 2.
So it'll be 2 because we have a 1 in atmosphere or in service currently. So 2d2. Looking for a 2. Looking for some 2s.
Looking for some 2s. Okay, that's a split
That's a
roll.
2. That's fine. Heads, if any coin comes up heads, the guest describes, presumably a special memory that they will always have of their stay. And tails, if all coins are tails, the guest describes a frustration they have with the service. But hey, any coin comes up heads. That happened. So describe something. Describe Ron John. Is that what your name is?
Norm John.
Norm John. Ron John is a surf shop I grew up with.
Oh yeah,
The Ron John Surf Shop.
Yeah.
Here's what I love about the Ron John Surf Shop. Their logo has, in quotes, one of a kind. It's a franchise, so it is not one of a kind.
One of a kind franchise.
Yeah. So sorry, Norm John. describe for us something that is a special memory you will always have of the service here.
No, not special memory, just a memory. Because
No.
it was only one head.
No.
Right?
Just if any coin comes up heads, the guest describes a special memory. This is positive. This is a pass.
Oh, okay.
Service
okay.
challenges are not the same as atmosphere challenges. Or at least that's how it's written.
Okay.
How it's written in the book I'm looking at. If any coin comes up heads,
All right.
I'll take
Allie,
this win.
Yeah.
Can you describe to me the way that Casson used inspiration to power up the friends?
I think that when we all adventure together, and also Ron's in on it too. Before we would go into a dungeon, we would have like a cheer that we would do. Like before, like when service came in, like before people came in, we like all went into the kitchen and we were like, yeah, John's on his way, or whatever the fuck your name is. We were like, we're strong and mighty. We all work in concert. We can do our best, and we're going to.
Okay.
And then we all clapped.
So you're a bard. So this is a magical cheer. And
Yeah.
so I think what it is I think like these people are carrying so much stuff in one go. Like the ability, like
Right.
I just feel like everybody here is carrying like 80 pounds of stuff in their arms. Like, and this is not like a lazy man's load, like trying to bring in all the groceries from the trunk in one go so that you don't have to make a second trip. These people are effortlessly carrying 8 sacks of flour to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
That's dedication and true strength.
That's just how much they want to make you a good cake.
Oh.
It's gonna be a massive cake. Very excited.
All right. Last but not least, Dre. Cuisine time, and I just want to set the. Can I set the situation a little bit here? If we
Please.
pass 2 or more challenges, we succeed. The guest describes a lavish gift they present to the tavern before they leave. The gift helps you instantly upgrade one of your ratings. So we really need a win here, bud.
So if I like find ways to try and mix all of my experiences in here, do I like not get to use them again later, or is it just?
I think you only choose an experience per.
Okay.
I don't think you can, because you only ever get to flip one extra coin. So you might describe multiple things, but I mean, so the next step here is going to be that if we used any adventure experiences, we will cross it out and then write in a new town experience to go with it, I believe.
Oh.
That's like us changing from being adventurers to being servants and chefs and etc.
Gotcha. Okay. So I think we start with Ron's soup. That's the opening course. A soup that Ron served me so long ago. Started me on this culinary journey. And then the next course is a charcuterie plate.
Ooh.
And I use my prestidigitation so that every time you pick up a piece of charcuterie, then a mini version of that animal runs around on the charcuterie board.
What the fuck?
Is that positive?
Yeah.
Also, time out. What is the mini version of a pepperoni? What is the mini animal version?
A pig. A pig.
You just get like a little pig? So, but if there's multiple different types of like pork meats, is it always just a little pig?
Yeah, but I only put one pork meat on there. Come on. Austin.
Also, real quick, this is what I'm talking about. Pepperoni is not just pork. It is pork and beef.
Okay, but
mixed together.
When it's made in a factory, that puts like byproducts and stuff to lower costs, but we're talking about fantasy pepperoni.
Okay.
That's
but
just
still,
salami.
if you're a fantasy butcher, you're still going to use all of the leftover butcher parts you're using. Like,
use them in different ways, though.
It's still
no pepperoni.
No, yeah, but that's the last one. The last one is like fantasy bologna, and then all of the animals come out and play together while you're eating.
I guess that's a 2D2.
Listen, you eat with your eyes and your ears as much as your nose and your mouth.
Is this what you say out loud as you serve this?
Yes, 100%.
Don't lecture me.
We really need some twos here.
Never in my once have I eaten with my ears.
Wow. You've never been to the top side.
Yo!
Hey!
Wow.
A distinguished guest, 2 twos! What's good?
Hell yeah.
Fucking Rick Ross versus out here. If at least 2
animals were perfect.
If at least 2 coins come up heads, the guest player describes what they most enjoy about the meal. Norm John.
I'm thinking of what impressed me most, because that was perfect start to finish. Couldn't possibly isolate one detail. I have a little pig sitting on my shoulder. I have a tiny little pig on my shoulder from that pepperoni. I thought it would go away after I ate the pepperoni, but it's just sitting up there, and it's been there the whole meal. And I don't know when it'll go away, but I will be sad when it does.
Well, it's supposed to go away when your food is done digesting, but if you want to, I could make it permanent.
Could make it permanent?
Yeah.
Would you like to be permanent, little pig? Does anyone speak pig? Do any of you all speak pig?
Oh yes, hi, hello.
Hi.
They're saying, yes, I would like to, but I only eat corn.
That's fine. Yeah, permanent, yeah.
I have a weird...
Can I get some corn for the friend?
I have a weird question. Is this little pig the lavish gift we get from succeeding?
This is a lavish gift we're giving.
I was just curious if it was going to get returned. Maybe there's another lavish gift. I guess, Norm John, do you have a gift prepared?
Yeah, I have a gift prepared. How much authorship do I have here in terms of how this gift affects the inn? 'Cause I have an idea.
It will raise one of our ratings by 1.
Oh, what if the gift heavily implies one of the ratings goes up specifically?
I think that's fine, if
Okay.
everyone else agrees.
Yeah?
I'll say this. The absolute worst thing about this place are the horrible straw beds that I slept on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Literally outrageous that you would start an inn with straw beds to start. But I had such a great idea. I had such a great time with everything else. I'm sending over a heap of beds. A heap of beds.
A heap of
Oh,
beds.
a metric heap.
Great. All right, I've raised our atmosphere to 2. How do we say goodbye to this mayor? To Norm John as he leaves. Is there a goodbye song, Casson?
Yeah.
And sing it, please.
Oh, gracious guest, you blessed us with your presence. I hope that you enjoyed your time here.
Thank you for the presents.
Time. There we go.
Swish, done.
Very good.
Scene. Using your experiences. When you use one or more of your adventure experiences in the game, at the end of that game, you will choose one of those adventure experiences, cross it out, and make a new town experience in your town job. Narrate a short scene that describes what led to this new experience. It does not have to be related to what just happened in the game, because time is passing between games as well, and characters have lives outside that work. These scenes should be about 1 to 3 sentences. So what got used? I used intimidation. Casson, you used inspiration. Iris, you used in the rigging because you did do that flip, and then Aldrich used prestidigitation. You've already crossed that out. Do you already know what your new skill is?
Yes, I'm going to take clean cut.
What's that do?
Clean cut says I mince, dice, chop, and slice.
Love it.
I think, like I said, you eat with your eyes.
Right.
And so I've learned how to make just the most impressive and perfectly precise cuts and chops.
Yeah. Love it. Anyone else
So
ready?
we're removing one and gaining another?
Yeah, you're removing one and gaining one from your town job.
And it doesn't have to be the one we used?
It has to. It should be
Or-
the. I believe it should be the one that you use that you lose.
Okay. Okay.
But it doesn't
It's
have
just
to
the
be
new one doesn't have to be related to.
Right. So
Okay.
actually, what we need there, Dre, is a scene, 1 to 3 sentences that goes into you learning that. It doesn't have to be directly related to the thing you lost or like the thing that we just did. But I think that the scene doesn't have to be related, but the skill does. You replace that specific skill. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So what is the experience that got you that new skill, that new
I've
experience?
learned how to carve an onion to look like a pig.
Mm. Is that because like you're like, okay, I have to do this in a way that isn't just always.
Yeah, well now everyone's heard about the pig.
Right.
So
right.
and like I don't have the components to cast, that specific spell over and over to give everyone their own like actual living magic pig.
Sure.
But onions are cheap, they're everywhere. So I've learned how to cut an onion into a pig.
Put that in other notes. Onions are cheap and they're everywhere.
Yeah. Love it. Anyone else ready to
I think I have mine.
what is your experience?
So, I think Iris took the like sort of nonplussed attitude towards the atmosphere of our inn very personally.
Oh.
And she was like, okay, well, if the stuff we stole isn't cutting it, I'm just going to make my own stuff to decorate the place with. So she has basically devoted all her time now into making like designer ornaments and stuff in her free time because she wants to impress the people who come to the inn because, she's got to be the best at everything she does.
Yeah, I like this. This is good. Anyone else?
I have mine. I've taken pipe leaf, which is to calm the nerves.
Fuck yeah. Now we're a real kitchen.
Hell yes.
Guess is having a really bad time. Here, smoke this.
I think that it's specifically like, I think that there's like working with a crew in this way and seeing the differences in like endurance required to like do this other sort of skill is kind of profound for me, because I think that like when you go to a dungeon, it seems really stressful. You're out for a month, but you have like lots of little breaks in between. And if you need opportunities to kind of like huddle, you have those if you need them. But like when you're working, when you're like running a inn, you have busy hours that you can account for. You have slow times that you can account for, and like you always have an 8-hour day. So I think that Cassin is like trying to figure out like new ways to kind of support this crew, right?
Yeah.
And I guess this weed is
This weed is it. Calm the nerves. Love it. I've crossed off intimidation. And I thought about picking something that would be like, hey, you're actually nice to people, but I don't think it works like that quickly. But I do think that my captain, Iris, did lecture me. Like, I think you tell me if this is accurate, Iris, but at some point you were like, so how did you make it rain? I was like, oh yeah, I just went and like strong-armed the witches. And you're like, you what?
We're not doing that anymore.
And so I went back to try to make it right, and I didn't. They don't like me still, but this becomes a thing I end up doing where, like, I'm going out more and more to meet with local groups, and as that, I end up taking a priest thing. Scholar only has 3 things to choose from, and I'll probably get around to taking the other 2. But I took from priest, because none of us are priests, ritual, knowledge of the traditions and customs of many different groups. And so I have just been, like, going around to try to improve our reputation after I fucked up. And in the process, as a scholar, I've begun to learn, like, okay, Like, there is a way to go to a person and say, how do I get you to make it rain for me? But it is not by showing them the gun I carry around. It is by, like, dealing with them like regular people who have their own traditions and customs and mechanisms for asking for things and etc. So I've started to do that stuff more than just gunboat diplomacy. Who else? Is that it? Is that all of us? I think that's all.
Do I do one?
No, because you were not in this game as
That's what I
Volt.
thought.
But
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Because it does say that you have a life outside of the scenes.
Yeah, but it's only when you spend an
Use a
experience
scene. Yeah, that's
that
what I
you
thought.
trade one in. All right, so we finished the game. So at this point, I want to ask if anyone wants to take a smoke break and wants to take 5 minutes away. If not, we can keep on moving. I'll note that was one game, so we don't yet need to do the wear and tear. Does anyone have another game they want to play? I have not yet really browsed this list.
I
read
want
them all out.
to do A Glass of the Gods.
A Glass of the Gods. Okay.
Sometimes a troubled adventurer will come in looking for answers, and letting them drink themselves to oblivion is the wrong answer. It's up to you to mix the perfect drink, something perfect for the situation that can push the adventurer to look inside and finish the answer on their own. Find the answer on their own.
Trey, thank you for sharing this onion pig. Very cute onion pig.
Jesus Christ.
I don't. It's.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
something. Yeah.
The mouth sure is.
I like the worm nose.
I don't think it's worms.
It's worms.
I'm closing it.
Yeah.
This is like the start of the infection from
Don't ruin Onion
Princess
Pig.
Mononoke.
Don't ruin onion pig. Yeah, you're right though. A Glass of the Gods. Adventurers like a stiff drink, and most of the time they're just looking for a good ale or cheap wine. However, sometimes a troubled adventurer will come in looking for answers, and letting them drink themselves into oblivion is the wrong answer. It's your responsibility to mix the perfect drink, something perfect for the situation. Blah blah blah. A setup. One player is the adventurer, another is the bartender. The adventurer can be a player character, a regular patron, or a new face. The bartender should be a player character or an NPC created for a cuisine rating of 3 or 4. Wait, can we not do this yet? Wait 1 second.
Oh.
The bartender should be a player character or an NPC created for a cuisine rating of 3 or 4.
I think it's like we can only if we're not cuisine rating 3 or 4, one of the player characters would have to do it, right?
Yes, I think that's totally right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the player characters can do it. Who wants to be the adventurer here? Who wants to be the bartender?
I can take the bartender since I suggested this.
Totally.
And there's some overlap with
Yeah.
Apothecary.
Totally. So I have a cool adventurer in mind. I do. Okay, I'm gonna be someone from the port town who is coming on. They're on their way back from the ancient ruins. Sorry, you have a trouble. Come up with something on your own, or use the examples below. I just wiped in the ancient ruins, right? Like I'm supposed to be the leader of this team. I was not only did we not like bust through these ruins and find the ancient mysteries and shit, but my team all got hurt real bad, and they're fine. Like, we used the resurrection spell, and we returned to the cleric's hut in the forest outside the ruins and all that. But I didn't get hurt. And so I have a little guilt where it's like, should I have gone down with the ship, so to speak? Should I have been more out there, more leading from the front where I can get hurt? Like, I'm a ranger, but I'm the leader, so it's kind of weird where, like, I fight from the back and, I have, like, a pet, like, a giant armadillo who is, like, shielded and shields me from attacks all the time. And so it's like, I end up I kind of came out looking good, but everybody else got hurt, and that kind of makes me feel like a bad leader, etc. So that is my trouble. Bartender, describe the current atmosphere of the tavern and one detail about the adventurer that draws your attention.
I think the atmosphere is a little, it's like kind of empty-ish. I think this is a little bit after that big storm that we had just had.
Yeah.
But it's like only a couple days later, so like the ground is still kind of wet, and like if people were traveling to get here, they haven't gotten here yet because they either like haven't been able to leave their houses or it's going to take them longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the kind of like when you go into a restaurant on like a Tuesday afternoon kind of thing, and there's like the people who work there, maybe one or two other guys, but like people are just chilling.
Yeah.
And I think
My name is
that
Curdle.
Curdle.
Curdle with a K
Curdle.
and a T. Kurtle. She, her. Some people call me Kurt, but I prefer Curdle. So that is what is one detail that draws your attention of me, the adventurer?
I think that I noticed that there is like there's a part of leather on your like equipment sack or whatever that's like more worn down. So I think that that's like I either noticed that you use that weapon a ton or that's like where you keep something really important or where you keep something that you use a lot because it's like it's kind of more it's like a lighter color than the rest of it.
Totally. Cool. Mixing the glass, the bartender asks questions, the adventurer answers. Come up with questions on your own or use the examples below. Ask as many as are necessary.
Okay. Why did you become an adventurer?
I wanted to see the world. I wanted to get away from, it's one of those things where you live in a port town your whole life and you see people coming and going, and it makes the world seem so big. You see little bits and pieces of everything. You see like someone come in and they're wearing like a cool gold tiger, and like I've never seen a tiger, but whoever made that armor, they were able to like replicate the look of a tiger, which means there's tigers out there. And so I wanted to like go see the world, not just bits and pieces of it, but see it with my own eyes, see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Great bartender for, yeah.
I was like, my brain was like halfway between like, oh, I would make a scene out of this, and like I should just ask another question, so I didn't know what to say.
You might as well have said interesting and rolled your eyes.
You may as well type back. Haha, yeah. The
Wow, that's wild.
Oh,
Sometimes the only thing there is to say is "haha, yeah."
yeah, I know.
Because you agree, and it's a
'Cause you
little
agree.
funny.
It's a little funny, but it's not that funny. I'll know that the way this is going to go is you're going to ask enough questions to once you feel comfortable that you have enough answers and a vision of who this person, who Curdle is, then you will use my adventures or my answers to create something for my trouble. Is there a story to the drink? Where is it from? Who is it made for? And then I will respond by describing what side of the trouble does this drink help me see, what part of it helps me forget or move on, and then you'll basically you'll just tell me the list of ingredients and stuff here.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And there's no like rolling or whatever.
No, this is just
okay.
this is a fun sequence.
Um,
But we've introduced a new NPC, etc.
yeah. When was the last time someone served you your favorite meal?
Right before we went in the dungeon, I really like. There's a sandwich. No, what's a good pre-dungeon food? It's like a salad. It's like a chicken Caesar salad, basically, where you use whatever protein's available. So it's not always chicken, but it's light enough to where you're not gonna necessarily feel like you're weighed down when you start going into the dungeon. But it's like meaty enough and like it has enough so that you can like feel tough. Who in my party does this? Our priest. We have a priest. We have a cleric, and our cleric is our chef. And she made it for me, and it was really good. And I was thinking about it when that possessed armor put an axe into her chest. She's okay. Again, we're all healed up. It's fine. But I was like, oh no, you made me that good salad.
Yeah, Aldrich makes a great millet mix, and I've seen him through some tough times too.
There you go.
Part of the job. Okay. Um, do you prefer fruit or vegetables?
I eat more vegetables, but I prefer fruit.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a lot of people.
Is that common? Is a lot of
Um,
people? Is that a?
well, food is sometimes hard to come by.
Mm.
And when you're in line of work, you want to be, you know, you want to eat vegetables so you're balanced.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's right. No, you got it. A lot of root
Um,
vegetables. A lot of things you can just find in the forest.
uh-huh. Yeah.
A lot of onions.
Yeah, a lot of onions.
We have a great onion special, by the way,
Ooh,
if you wanted one.
is it the? I've
Um,
heard about the pig. You can make a pig onion.
mm-hmm. Do you want one with your drink?
Yeah, I would love a pig onion. Did we?
Okay,
Is this?
let me
How
put
do you
that in
eat
for
the
you
pig
right
onion?
now.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not going to tell you. You have to see it, and then I'll
Okay,
tell
okay,
you how we do it. But I'm not
okay.
going to spoil the surprise for you.
I was gonna bring
Um,
up the onion pig again, and I want you to imagine this being served at a restaurant for you.
it's just died. It's fine.
Uh huh.
If you weren't a ranger, what would you be doing?
I guess I'd probably be working in my mom's shop. She made like fishing hooks and tackle and stuff. So a lot of like metal work, but like light metal work. A lot of like just running supply back and forth. A lot of dealing with customers.
And you weren't interested in that. You were more
No,
interested in tigers.
tigers and climbing and um, you know being like a leader. I'm not really interested in people, but like I want to be a leader.
Hmm. Sure. Uh,
Haha, yeah.
Yep.
wait, what was the wait? What did the Buffalo Wild Wings guy always say?
Oh my god. Was he just like,
Oh my
that's
god.
awesome? Was that what it was? He was just like, awesome.
Yeah, he just
Awesome.
kept
It was
calling
that,
shit
it was
Right?
awesome.
the-
Awesome.
This is at Gen Con. We went to a Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner at one point, and whenever we ordered food, like I want to be clear, this was not like he was not like, oh cool, you guys are here for Gen Con, awesome. It was like, can I get a Diet Coke? He was like, awesome.
Hey, also, other point, he was the best waiter that we had the whole time we were there.
Easy,
Yeah, oh.
easy, 100%.
There was that one guy at that burger place we went to.
Yeah.
See, I only went to that burger place once, and we had that person who was trying extremely hard to
Very,
be.
very, very, very the sort of waiter that your boss wants you to be.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Which is the
Yeah.
worst kind of waiter to me.
Agreed.
As a former waiter,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to be that sort of waiter, and it misses a lot.
Let's keep moving here. Any other questions? Or are you ready to
Yeah.
mix this drink?
I think I'm ready to mix this drink.
All right.
Use the adventurer's answer to create something for their trouble. Is there a story to this drink? Where is it from? Who is it first made for? Um. Hmm.
We got some ingredients and stuff here. But go ahead.
Yeah. I think that it's kind of like it's like a standard drink. It's not. It's one that has like a lot of components, but it's not like it's something you could order at the bar by name, right? Like
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Like a Manhattan
like
or a whatever
or
martini.
like a
It's just like
Manhattan or
it's
something
a
like
drink.
that.
It's a drink that like isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it is it's like a little sweet. It's iced,
Ooh.
but it also does have like kind of like there's like a bitter quality to it. I think that there's maybe some wormwood in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Um And I'm looking at this list of recipes. I don't think that it's like particularly strong, but it has a kind of like bite to it. Like it tastes like liquor when you drink it.
Okay.
Um, uh,
You're like,
and
I'm drinking some liquor.
right, yeah. It's like it's like a Manhattan quality, um, in that it's like here's some booze, here's like a fruit thing, and then here's like a little bit of a bitter thing, and it's like here you go. And I think it's like a little bit remixed from that in that there's like an extra. I think the rim is like salted with like honey with another sort of
Ooh.
um you like dip the rim in honey and then you dip it in like a fruit powder. Like it's a fruit that's been like dehydrated and then
Okay.
like cut up. Um
Delicious.
and yeah. um I think that well, I guess what side of the trouble does this drink help you see? That's something that you answer. I don't have to.
Yeah, that's on me.
Okay.
I think it is like, um, I have been. I mean, I'm trying to decide if I want this person to learn the lesson that they should learn.
Is there a role for this?
No,
Oh, great.
no. It's like Firebrand's wise, or sometimes we just do a scene. Um, I think that Curdle is like, drinks this, drinks another one, and realizes that, like, to see the world, you don't have to be a leader necessarily, and that, like, you're allowed to like be an average, like, this is an average drink, right? This is like a regular I could get this cocktail anywhere, but there's a little extra touch on it, right? And so it's like
Mhm.
being willing to you don't have to be the big fancy drink. You don't have to be the thing that's like a unique, one of a kind, whatever, which is kind of how she's thought of herself in the world. And so I think she's going to spend some time just like being in a party instead of trying to lead a party, not take on all that responsibility. You don't have to redraw the map every time. You can be the ranger in a party. You don't have to be the leader who is also a ranger. And so she's going to take a back seat. She's still going to like do her best to like take a little flavor where she can, a little just like, ooh, yeah, hey, this is my specialty. But she's going to take a step back, but she's not going to give up on being an adventurer quite yet. So I'm just going to change it to member of an adventuring party. Freelance adventurer is how I'm going to change her thing. Freelance adventurer. Boom. Done. Thanks. And then she crashes here for the night because she's drunk. All right. Does anyone
We
wanna
got
take...
new beds.
We got new beds. Hell yeah. Atmosphere too. All right. That's a scene. Does anyone want to take a smoke break, or should we continue?
We're going to keep going.
All right. Does
Yeah.
someone have another game they want to play? Ideally, Dre or Andy or me, since we haven't set one up yet.
I would like to play Sliced.
All right. Sliced. You can handle typical tavern food fine. You've got a very nice stew, as established, great bread from a baker down the street, and plenty of ale. But sometimes supply routes get disrupted, or maybe you just want to stand out from the rest of the taverns. Whatever the reason, you're playing this game because you want or need to do one thing: cook with monster parts. So setup, cook. To determine what ingredients are at the core of your dish, draw 3 cards from a standard deck. For each card drawn, roll 2 6-sided die to determine how large the ingredient source is and where it's from. Then interpret the card based on suit and rank. Each...
It's sorry.
What's up?
Takuma's saying in the chat that it's wear and tear time
I
because
thought we
the
only did
setup.
2.
The
Oh, it
setup
does count.
counts.
Got you. Oh, I did not realize the
So
first
we're
step
a
counts.
game,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Takuma. All right, well, then let's do wear and tear, and then we can come to slice after. Does that sound good?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, wear and tear. There is always something to fix or clean or pay off. After playing the game, you may increase one of your tavern ratings by 1. Anyone can play. Decide together what parts of the tavern need fixing and touching up, and what the new features of the tavern are. Take turns choosing actions to take. Everyone should pick one. And these options here are: ask another character for help. Describe how you combine one of your experiences with one of theirs to great effect. As you're working, you observe a town person or another player character. Describe what you learned from your observations. You're completely out of your element. Describe how with one of your experiences you work so efficiently that the work is done early. Takuma, does this count as using one of your experiences? I'm guessing it does, because I think 1 and 3 on these options both say describe how you use your experiences, but I'm just double checking. So we take turns choosing actions to take, and everyone picks one. I guess just actions. Are these actions from this set of 3 things, or is this action? Do we mean just like, hey, we want to fix up the cuisine? We need to blah 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 blah. Okay, so it does count as using action, or it does count as using experiences. All right, so what parts need to be touched up here, and what are the new features going to be?
I mean, I think maybe if we want to go straight into Sliced after this, we could be trying to upgrade the kitchen in some way.
Sure. Do you think that like talk to me about what that means? Is it just like better?
There's a couple of things. It could be expanding it. It could be like replacing old equipment or like makeshift equipment with proper equipment. Now that we have a relationship more with the town.
Yeah.
Like just like an overall sort of like makeover too. Just more organized. I've been imagining it as very cramped in there.
Yeah.
Because like we're a tiny little thing right now, and probably making it so we could have more than one person cooking at a time, I think is kind of the goal.
I have a proposal.
Okay.
Let's knock the back out the kitchen and have an outdoor grill underneath.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like out back.
Oh, God, yeah.
Running. Just the indoor part will still be there, and it's still covered by like a roof and all that. But like that way we can cook stuff in all these different ways. We can do coal, you know what I mean? Hot leeks on like that are grilled. Love it. Anyone have any other thoughts on what we can redo? I don't know if this is cuisine or service. I feel like it could be either.
I think this is cuisine.
Because it's adding.
Yeah, this feels like cuisine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, how do we do this? I guess again we choose these actions.
I would like to ask Iris to help me like repanel some of the sections of the roof.
Ooh, good idea.
I'm a bird person, so I feel very comfortable up there.
And I have sea legs. I can balance on any surface.
See, there you
There
go.
you
That's
go.
why you're up here with me.
There you go.
Um,
Are you
Yeah.
using any of your experiences to help, Casson? Because it says describe how you combine one of your experiences with one of theirs to great effect.
yeah, I think that it's. Let me look at my experiences.
It can be your new ones too, which you won't cross off. You'll just keep those.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll just use repair.
Okay. Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah. Weird.
Hey, I didn't know that.
No. I got you.
I know.
I think that I'm going to be using alluring voice because I think it's a situation where Iris is able to like balance and actually stand on the roof.
Nice.
But because I'm a bird person, I'm kind of like flying to different like points of the roof to like kind of get a like different angles on how things are being laid out or how it should like expand or how it should move or whatever, that I can be like, oh hey, you should put this here. Oh hey, you know, I'm trying to direct her a little bit.
But singing it.
But singing it, yeah.
Love a bird bard.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in.
Fair. Hell yeah.
I'm going to burn through my endurance and say that I'm completely in my element. Describe how with one of your experiences you work so efficiently that the work is done early. Yeah, nothing can stop me. At the beginning of the day, at the beginning of this plan, everyone was like, all right, it's going to take a week to get the back of the kitchen opened up. I'm like, no, it's 2 days. And everyone's like, what? It's 2 days.
You're John Tappering this?
Yeah, I'm John Taffering it. We can get it done in 2 days. And I do.
We already have the theme, so it's perfect.
It's perfect. Exactly.
You should rename it the C Bar. It makes way more sense.
We'll use a letter C. Why? It's just the letter. And yeah, my endurance. Nothing can stop me. It is just like I am up all night.
You're all the way up.
I'm all the way up at the top side, just breaking the back of this thing open. I do it in a way that is like I'm not like sledgehammering it. I know we can use this wood again, And so it's like, or if I am sledgehammer, it's like to knock stuff loose. It's like the kind of soft hit of a sledgehammer, not like the heavy break through the wall hit. And I'm just like going for it. And so, yeah, completely in my element. Maybe I should have been a builder instead of a scholar, who could say. Just crossing that out. Who's next? Who else is helping in this? We also don't need to. Like, if you want to keep all your shit, you totally can. Or, again, you can just use your... Or does everybody? Is it everybody? Everyone should pick one. Yeah, so everyone has to do this.
Yeah. I know what I'm going to pick. Aldrich is completely in his element.
Hell yeah.
Because he has Fireball, Mastery of Flame. He knows how to set up the grill to have, like, maximum heat control.
Yeah.
Like, to make it super efficient.
Hell yeah. Cool. I guess all we need is Volt now. Or Volt and Iris should pick one too.
Yeah.
I think Iris has to pick one even though she already helped, I think.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have one really quick, Keith.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I think I'm going to do, as you're working, you observe a town person or another player character. I'm going to pick Roan and describe what you learn from your observations. And I think it's like kind of a combination of like, while we've been working on the roof, Cast and I see like what Roan's doing, like putting their all into like getting this done in as quick as they can. And like, even though I know this has been a really tough like transition for them, it makes me really happy to see my like best friend trying to make this work.
Aww.
And so it just like it motivates me, I guess, is what I learned from it. It's like, yeah, we're all trying to. No, everyone is here because they want to be and they want to make this work. It's not like I'm forcing them to like settle down.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna pick. I don't know if this works, but I'm gonna pick. Yeah, this is sort of not ask another player character for help. But I was thinking. I'm trying to think of a way to use Holy Armor, my Divine Protection move, to protect the rest of the inn while it's getting blown apart by hammers and exploded with fire.
Okay, well, we both said we were being very careful.
And this might help.
That's possible, right? Holy armor doesn't need to be literal holy armor. Like, could you say a prayer to your god to like lock the rest of the to create like sanctuary, so to speak?
Yeah. To both the people around that are also helping that don't have powers,
right,
and also to like all of this wall that we don't want to blow up.
All right. That's everybody, right? I've upgraded our cuisine to 2. We have this outdoor grill now. It lets us cook a bunch of different stuff. I've also crossed off my endurance fighter experience and added a new town experience, which is keen observation, something only you could see. And I think I get this from something completely unrelated, or it's a little related. I'll color it a little bit with relation to this, which is, it's like been 2 or 3 weeks since we did this, maybe a week since we did this, and it's just working. Like, sorry, I've completely forgot. Aldrich is back, grilling some stuff up. I can just like smell the onion on the outside griddle, and the meats are charring, and it's just like a perfect thing. And I'm up on the like on the roof, basically. Like, I'm just hanging out. Maybe we put one of the crow's nests up there, and I'm just like hanging out with some of my books, and like, every 20 minutes I stop to just look around, and I just get a really keen sense of what is around us and like what the world is, and I feel kind of at one and at peace for the first time since we retired. And so I'm taking keen observation, something only you could see. Be old has go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Are we all taking a new? Okay.
If you used one of your adventure experiences, you're crossing it off and replacing it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ideally with one from your job, but you can also pick one from another town job if you prefer.
Sorry, I'm adding a barbecue to the back of our...
Thank you. Oh, I love it. Look at that.
Excellent. I took Grill Master.
What's grill? Oh, yeah, obviously. Is that really just what it is? Okay. Uh-huh. Expert at grilling foods and subordinates. Love it.
And subordinates.
Yeah, like you're grilling someone. You're being like, all right, tell me what really happened here. Why
You're
is our
Chef Ramsaying it.
Yeah, exactly.
I put 2 onion pigs on either side of your ears, and I screamed, "What are you?"
Volt, how about you?
I picked Bounty. Your harvests are large and exquisite. And I feel like this is sort of just a more natural evolution of like picking the right seeds and growing and just like working hard at doing farm stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that you can do to make like I get that's not true in a magic world, but like to grow your plants big and healthy, the thing you have to do is like work hard at farming.
Yeah. Can we get a scene for you, Aldrich? Is it just grilling for this experience?
Yeah. Oh man. There's probably somebody in the town over that like is a grill master that Aldrich went to learn from.
Right.
Either that or there's a pile of ruined charred meat next to the grill.
Cool.
Oh, I have one.
Yes, go ahead, please, Cassie.
I have botanist, which is that you know every plant in the area. And I think that when me and Iris were fixing the roof, we started like really, really early. So by the time we were done, it was like middle of the day, getting into sunset, and I just like chilled out there because it was like, I did this work. I'm just gonna hang out. Now I'm gonna sit up here and smell this barbecue because it owns. And I got like some time to like really take in the area around us because like I was up there. So yeah, now I know every plant in the area.
Nice. All right. Do we want to take another break here, or do we want to keep going?
I think we were supposed to take a smoke break
We
before
were
wear and
before
tear,
wear and
so we
tear.
should
Yeah, all
we should
right.
maybe take one
So let's
now.
take another
I don't know.
5 minute here.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
BRB.
Oh my god.
Hello, we're back. We're back for a couple more rounds. I think we're gonna have to. I don't think we are going to end around 8 p.m. Eastern today, because one of us has a hard out. But my guess is we will not finish the game tonight. But I'd love to come back to it sooner than later. I know we say that a lot, but this is such a light pick up and play thing that I feel like we should be able to do it, hopefully quickly. I know Thanksgiving in the States is hitting soon, but we'll see. We'll see about schedule. Dre, you had wanted to do sliced, right?
Yeah.
Let's pick up sliced. Where'd it go? There it is. We want to cook with monster parts. I'm not going to reread the thing on sliced. We're going to cook with monster parts. Setup. Cook. To determine what ingredients are at the core of your dish, draw 3 cards from a standard deck. For each card drawn, roll 2 6-sided die to determine how large the ingredient source is and where it's from, then interpret the card based on suit and rank. Each other player will then describe the ingredient in more detail to tell you a highlight of this ingredient or a difficulty you might have while cooking it. Your character is a competent cook. Just remember to mention how you get around an ingredient difficulty, or you may be criticized for it at the end of the game. So, draw 3 cards, Dre.
Okay.
Then play them out.
The graphics aren't loading for me on the
Oh,
cards
I
for
see
some
mine.
reason.
It's in memories under yours.
Oh, I see it. It's
Yeah, just down below.
weird shapes. Thanks, Roll20. All right.
I literally cannot see them at all.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Yeah.
You don't see these at all?
Mm-mm.
Try refreshing real quick. I've pulled them
Yeah.
up to be under our map and our sketch.
Because if you don't see them, I don't think anybody's willing to tell you what they are.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So, sorry.
It's pretty fucked up. No, I can't see them. Let me try one thing really quick.
I wonder if they're marked weird. Like, I wonder if it's like, nope, controlled by all players. Everyone should be able to see them.
Yeah, I can
them
see
just
'em.
fine.
Okay. Well.
Okay, now I can see them.
Also, so I'm going to put them in. Let's put them
Prove
in number order. Yeah, prove it. What are they?
There's a 3 of spades, a 5 of clubs, and a queen of spades.
Lucky guess, mind freak.
Now get hit by this Hummer.
All right. Give me a 2d6 for each of these also. So 3. Okay. So give me 2d6 3 times. You also give me 66.
I just saw Keith's memory, and I just want to give kudos to Keith.
Uh-huh. That's good. You want to read those out loud? Do you want to read that out loud?
Aldrich is being constrained by our reliance on onions.
True. Well, that's why we're going to do the slice. I'll note that we should read our memories real quick while we take a moment here. Mine are: Casson did that great cheer, and everyone got so strong, and not to hit people, but to serve food fast and efficiently. And Iris is really in this for us all. I knew I could protect people with my strength, but I didn't know I could inspire people that way. That was when Iris got inspired to help us repair stuff and stuff. Can we get some other memories?
I just have one for right now.
Sure.
I can do mine really quick. Fixing the roof with Casson was so fun. I can't get the songs from that day out of my head.
Very, very cute.
My memories are Aldrich really saved the day with our distinguished gifts with his clever recipes and tricks. And then my other recipe is Roan pulled their weight when we had to put that barbecue in. That fighting spirit must be fueled by ribs.
Delicious. I'm writing these down. All right. So, what did we get? We got. Give me the cards again. There we go. 3 of spades.
Yep. 5 of clubs.
So
and a queen of spades.
So spades are plants. So 3 of spades is a fragile plant, and it is a tiny amount. So the first, I'm just going to write this out better. Tiny. So it's a tiny amount. It's from underground. It's a fragile plant. 2.
So,
Yeah, Keith, go ahead. You go ahead.
I didn't know you took the onion thing to heart that much.
2, the second thing here, you rolled a 6 into 1. A 6 means that there is a colossal amount. You found it underground. Found underground. It is.
Oh, that works.
It is a fungi, lichen, or other, because it's a club, and because it's 5, it has an exoskeleton.
So you needed a little bit of an underground plant. You had a lot of an underground plant, but it has an
It
exoskeleton.
has an exoskeleton. I'd say that's probably a difficulty, right?
Yeah, you got crack in there.
But it's fragile.
Well, no, the fragile one is the first one. Fragile is the tiny amount. You have a tiny amount of an underground fragile plant, a colossal amount of an underground exoskeleton having fungi, and 3 is another plant. We vegetarian in here. This is another spade, but it's a queen, and queens are ancient. So the third one is is a person-sized amount of a what did I just say? An ancient plant from the desert.
We're gonna go get some monsters, and you come back with a bucket of produce.
Uh-huh. Produce can be monsters. This is
Yeah.
I've read Dungeon Meshi. There's
Shit,
definitely
you play Pokemon.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying they're not monsters. I'm just saying that it's all a very specific kind of monster.
Right. So now we, the rest of the players, need to each describe the ingredient in more detail and tell you a highlight of the ingredient or a difficulty you have while cooking it. So let's go around the table with that. Does anyone have a highlight or a difficulty that will come up here?
The carapace of this fungi,
Uh-huh.
it's got its own bowl built in. That's great. What a useful thing.
That's good.
Love to scrape the fungi right out of its carapace.
You're describing like a munion, a munion.
Oh, yeah.
a
That's what it's
mushroom
called.
that is-
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Onion.
It's a,
I'm like-
man,
Seriously,
it's a fungal man onion.
you got it, Allie? You typing it for me? Perfect. Oh my god. It's spelled like onion, but you put a U in there.
It takes to spell O-U, M-O-U-N-I-O-N.
Yeah.
It's a it's for the goblins named it. It's a goblin.
It's a goblin. Yeah, it's a goblin munion. I'm gonna say that the person-sized amount that we have of an ancient plant from the desert is like it's like a cacti fruit. It's like a little they're like cacti berries. You have to get them from a cacti. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, does that mean that there's spines on it and that's the difficulty? No, it's that as you heat them, if they go past a certain heat point, they explode. They go pop, and it's loud. And that's a difficult. Maybe you could work with that. I don't know, but they're very heat sensitive. But they're good. You have to heat them to make them taste good.
I have a highlight for the
Okay.
one that we have a tiny amount of,
Mm-hmm.
and that it has the perfect amount of sweetness and doesn't overpower the dish. I really liked that highlight, the example highlight there, and I thought it would be cute to apply to the thing we only have a tiny bit of.
Aw, yeah. Can you say that one more time so I can write it?
It has the perfect amount of sweetness and
Right.
doesn't overpower the dish.
Perfect amount of sweetness, not overpowering. And that is what type of food is that? I know it's a tiny amount of a
Plant.
plant, but what type of plant is it? I guess actually is this to be interpreted is actually the cook interprets. So, what's up with these with that first tiny amount plant? Dre.
Oh, this is for me. Okay.
Yeah. Besides the fact that we know that it has a perfect amount of sweetness and it's not overpowering.
Yeah. I think actually the plant itself is probably really big, but the thing that you harvest out of it that is the ingredient is very small.
Right.
And it's like just a tiny droplet of like a paste.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we've done that. We know what the stuff is now. Tasters, you are the test group for the new dish. The player characters, a small group of trusted regulars, or a handful of strangers at a big tasting event. Each of you has something you want from the dish. Come up with something on your own, or use something from the list below, the examples below. Who do we want?
We each come up with a dish?
We each come up with a thing we want. It's not a dish. We're
Oh,
tasters.
okay.
So we could be our player characters. We could be a big tasting event. We can be just like some regulars who stop by. I kind of like it just being us. I kind of like it being like Aldrich has come up with a new dish and has been like, all right, everyone, I want you to taste it, but I'm
Try to figure out if it should be on the menu. Or
yeah.
how it should-
It's like an internal taste test, exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
I think. Go ahead. Cassie?
I want to be someone else.
Okay. Who do you want to be?
I'm also in this scene.
Yeah.
No, you can go on, but I'll introduce those people once we're up to it.
Okay.
People.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Roan wants. What time of year is it?
Same time. This is late.
Okay,
fall.
so it's like late fall. It's getting kind of chilly. Roan wants something that's going to warm their body up and make them feel like toasty. You know, just like, oh, wow, good. I want to sip a hot toddy with whatever we're eating. You know what I mean? I want that vibe. I want to listen to like someone play acoustic music. I want that to be what it feels like.
I know what Iris is looking for.
What is it?
Everybody knows that the best food doesn't need utensils.
Wow.
I want something that I can just eat with my hands.
Mm-hmm. On the go.
I want something with no visible onions. Nothing at dice or bigger. As a flavor ingredient, it's fine, but I'm sick of having chunks of onion in everything, and sometimes just a whole onion is sometimes what I eat.
I just want to note, you said you're sick of having onion in everything, but for a moment I thought you were going to put a period at the end of in. So I'm sick of having onion in, which is the most British phrasing.
Fucking Scott Conan over here. Okay.
Allie, what's your deal? Who are you playing as? This scene?
I'm playing as 3 sisters who are staying in the inn currently.
Okay.
They're traveling to the ancient ruins to paint it.
Ooh.
They're all 10 years apart.
Okay.
So I think like 50, 40, 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the 3 of those girls want a new twist on a classic dish.
Love it.
I think that they all grew up together, sort of, or at least in the same house. So they all have a favorite food, which is like, I don't know.
No.
I want to pigeon train it to a specific dish. I think it's like a pasta sort of situation. Like it's a pasta with a certain kind of sauce, and they're kind of like craving that like flavor palette, but not like they're traveling. They're far from home. They don't want just some spaghetti meatballs. They want something that feels like it's unique, but familiar.
All right. I'm going to take a screen. I need to do a thing real quick. Actually, I don't need to. We can just do this with words. All right.
Andy, what was your character's thing?
I want to be able to eat this with my hands.
Right, okay.
So let's go. Yeah. Hands. Seasonally appropriate. Yep, you got it. No onions, something to warm me up, a new twist on classic pasta dish, and able to eat it with my hands.
Pasta dish. I didn't hear that it was specifically had to be a pasta dish.
That is what the sisters demanded.
This is fucking...
Do the sisters have a last name or anything, Allie?
I think that they're the
Tortellini.
No. Something with a C. They're the Conte trio.
Ooh.
Conte.
Cant.
I was typing that before you said it.
Tortellini sisters.
The Capitelli sisters.
Court.
Molto bene!
Oh my god.
Well, call back season 9. Very funny.
Very good. Oh my god. All right, let me. I'm gonna add this chart to the map real quick. Stewpot slice chart, bop. Not the map, but the screen. Because Dre, you were about to roll 3 dice, or no, that's not true. Not 3 dice. More than that. You were about to roll 6 dice. Yeah, it is 4 plus your cuisine rating, and then you place dice on the following squares. There's goal, there's seasoning, there's presentation, and there's texture. We'll read your salute. You'll read what you place where as you do it. So give me what do we say? 66.
Yeah.
You got I'll go from top to bottom. I'll go from bottom to top. A 1, a 4, a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 6. That's damn good.
Where's that 1 go?
It doesn't have to go anywhere.
It's you roll 6 and you take the top 4.
You take the top 4 because we have 2 in cuisine. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, you got top marks in everything, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you want them. No. Yes. You're totally right.
Yep.
Holy shit. So yeah, you got top marks. I don't even need this on screen. Do you want to read?
I mean, I can describe you what I've done.
Well, there are also prompts at the end of each one for
Okay.
different
yes.
players.
Yeah. So, go ahead. You pick your order, Trey.
I mean, I guess it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So is this like
Resolve the prompts. If any character loved the dish, you may make one of them a permanently named NPC or write down a new NPC who has this as their favorite dish. I'd say you would, as the chef, you should resolve these prompts in whatever order you want and tell us. I want you to talk to us about what this dish is, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna start with goal.
Okay.
Because the thing that I was really stumped about when I opened the basket and I saw all of the ingredients before me, I was like, how can I make something that you can eat with just your hands? And then I realized I could just use the exoskeleton. And so now what you have before you today is a collection of various munions, and each munion you can kind of shoot it like an oyster and it has a different taste profile to it.
Spaghetti shooters.
Mm-hmm. Love it. I have a question. Is a munion? I guess it's a fungus more than a. It's not an onion. So this is not.
It's a mushroom onion. It's a munion.
It doesn't break the onion rule.
No, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to give Chef Aldrich a
not me.
compliment?
For gold, no, not yet.
Not for goal. Does anyone want to give Chef Aldrich a? I guess this feels like it should be a compliment from whoever demanded no hands.
I can pick this thing up, no problem. Great hand feel. Look at this. I got 2 at once.
Love it. All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with texture.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out how to make this a pasta dish was difficult. But what I realized was that I can actually achieve maximum harvest of the small plant that we use the paste from for the seasoning by if I put it in a grill with the exploding cacti, because then the cacti explode and they finally shred the other plant here. So then I was actually able to get enough of the paste that I could work the paste into the pasta noodles themselves.
I love it.
Okay.
I don't think that's just a cook prompt. See, you can keep going.
Oh, I think the most difficult part here was figuring out how to make the cacti explode without killing myself.
Great.
With
Good.
someone nearby.
Yeah.
And I think I had to actually improvise and use like an old suit of armor on top of the grill.
Love it. There's presentation and seasoning left.
So for presentation, I struggled to come up initially with a way to make this dish warm and filling, because I know it's important for our season here.
Yeah.
What I actually determined was I scraped out all of the munion inside of a shell and then filled that with a warm broth that you can then pour over your rightmost munion.
Love it. Can I describe what place this reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
Do you all remember the devilish lair of the Skeleton King, Quackalaw? Yeah.
Oh, wait, that one?
Yeah,
No.
Quackalaw.
I try not to.
Oh,
Well, I understand that many people were not fond of the boiling seas which we had to swim through, where we would finally confront the evil necromantic lord. But as I was returning with sacks and sacks of gold and cursed books and carrying it all on my shoulders as after one of the hardest fights we'd been through, I remember the way that the hot water boiled against my thighs and thinking, we've earned this. And when I slam back one of your munion shooters, after I've poured the broth over it, I think Yes, this is a warmth I thought I would forget now that I've hung up my gun staff and have, settled into a more normal life. But this brings that feeling back. But it's mixed with a sort of autumnal bliss. And for this, I'm deeply grateful, Aldrich, Chef Aldrich.
Iris wipes a tear from her eye.
And then for seasoning, here's something that a lot of people don't know. Everybody says you've got to wash your produce, but sometimes I find that dirt is the best seasoning. So in your middlemost onion, I've actually left all the dirt on.
Oh.
Wow,
Does anybody want to try my middlemost onion?
Someone tell me what pleasant memory this dirt evokes.
This reminds me back when. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, no.
No,
They're
it's
so
chewy.
good. It's so chewy.
It's the pasta. This is back. Do you remember when we were between those two cities, and there wasn't a single tavern in between them?
I do.
Yeah,
And
that's how we came up with the idea for this place.
I know. And on the way there, if we couldn't find anything to hunt, we would have to just dig up stuff from the ground, which 90% of the time was an onion. And that last 10% of the time when we would find a carrot or something like that.
Oh, those carrots are so good.
And there's nothing to wash it off on, but you just get that lightly dirty carrot without even a hint of onion. And that's what this is like for me.
Oh, I never tried it that way, Volt. I always used the onions as a sort of pressure bath to wipe the dirt away from the carrot. I would rub all of the dirt onto the onions I refused to eat because I'd already eaten so many onions. And I thought, this is good.
I remember your juiced onion carrots.
Yes. I would smash them in my hands to produce a juice.
And then
Wash the
I would smash to satiate my hunger.
Yes. Is that it? Have we done it? We've created... Okay, I guess I need to know what these sisters think. The Conte sisters. I've gotta know.
What do they think? I don't have to choose a prompt, but I am, because I think that the three of them are like sitting at their own table and they start talking about like a time that they had together where they tried to make a meal together and it like didn't go well. And the entire time they're like, oh, if we had only been able to like cut our vegetables as well as this had been cut, or if we had like added dirt to it, perhaps. They're just kind of for the rest of the night involved with each other, kind of like reminiscing and having a very good time because they love this meal so much.
I love it. Shout outs to the sisters. I'm gonna recall those cards and reshuffle.
Sisters, I'm just glad that you could come and enjoy my wonderful eats.
Oh, we are going to tell tales of this meal far, near and far.
All right. I think we have time for one or two more. Does anyone want to take another break before we move on? I think given our time, I'd be happy to keep on rolling.
I'm good to go.
Andy, have you done a quest yet or a game yet? I can't remember. So you and I both need to do one.
Has Keith set a game yet either?
I did the very first one.
Yeah.
The very first one, right? Okay. Right. Yeah. The
Distinguished guest.
Distinguished guest. Yeah, got us that hot new atmosphere boost.
Friendly Tavern Brawl could be fun, or actually, Off the Clock could also be really fun.
I'm good with either.
Yeah.
Let me look at them both. Let's see. Off the Clock.
Yeah, I'm looking in the actual PDF.
Off the Clock is where do you go after the tables are wiped? Who's heard the story? Who's heard every story you have about the worst people who walked in? You choose a prompt and describe what happens or roleplay out a scene. And then a friendly tavern brawl is every tavern has its rowdy patrons. You know they're good at heart. And sometimes when the ale is flowing, the spirits are high, things get a little out of hand. How do you handle the situation? And some of the players are brawlers, either characters or NPCs, and some of them are de-escalators. And the de-escalators have to follow the steps to break up a fight.
I think I'm gonna do the brawl.
Okay. Setup. One or more players are the brawlers. They can be player characters or NPCs. What is the disagreement that caused the first punch to be thrown?
And this is open to anybody.
This
like
is,
any
anybody can be here.
Yeah. Does anybody feel like getting in a fight, or do we want to think of some NPCs to scrap?
I definitely want to be one of the scrapping NPCs here.
I kind of want to be a scrapping NPC too. I know you would think Roan is built to scrap. Maybe Roan is built to scrap.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they need to.
Yeah, I don't think that they're. Yeah, I think that they're not scrapping in this one. I think that they are off doing something else, which we'll get to. So yeah, not that. I'll happily be a backup scrapper. I don't need to be in the scene.
I think that Volt is going to be here.
Scrapping?
Not de-escalating.
No, not well. Holt is a paladin, and paladins are pretty good at telling who is evil somewhere.
Oh no!
So Volt is going to attack the most evil person who's in the scrap.
Oh
God,
my
okay.
God. So is that what's happening here? Me and
Now I gotta. Wait, are you also in the scrap, Austin?
I was gonna be your like second in command, or your. I was gonna be a backup scrapper, but you can take the lead here. So I'm curious. What do you imagine?
Well, now I gotta be the most evil.
Right. Are we like? What if we're coming at this from the other direction? What if we're people who are coming from the ancient ruins to raid the port town, but we're just like, we're like from deep within, we're like far into our journey. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we've come up from below or from, I don't know, maybe these ruins go upwards, or, down from above, from a high level in this ruins, and we're like, oh, I'm so glad we fucking found this topside inn where we can rest before we raid this port town.
And we're talking about that very loudly.
Yeah,
just sitting at a
absolutely.
table.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
I'd like to be a de-escalator.
I would also like to be
Are you
a
Cassin?
de-escalator.
Yeah.
Okay, and Cassin and Iris are playing themselves?
Yeah.
Okay. De-escalators follow the steps to stop the fight. Brawlers respond appropriately. Can we? What type of people are we, Dre? I want to add us to the
I'm trying to
NPC
think
list.
of a good name for
Yeah.
our robber gang.
Yeah. Are we like bandits? Are we like?
We. This is just.
No, you know what?
We're not-
I already thought about that 5 minutes ago.
God damn it!
I said no, I can't.
No, we're not goblins. We're not goblins. That's a goblin
True.
naming
Yeah, that's a
convention.
goblin naming
We're from the
convention.
ancient ruins. What if we're like automatons come to life?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bronze and huh?
I said you don't say.
I don't know what you mean. That's something we've never done on the show ever before.
Sorry, I missed it. What haven't we ever done before?
We're moving on. Automatons come to life, but these are different, Allie. These are
No.
Yeah,
I'm just dragging
ancient
you, that's
automatons.
fine.
I know that's fine. It's fine to drag me. Where ancient automatons come to life, not new automatons slowly come to life. Why is
Yeah.
there a card out?
I don't know. I did it, and I don't know how to put it back.
I'm recalling. I got it. Recall all. We're good. Shuffle. All right. We're like a pair of all. Was it two of us?
Yeah, I'm number 53.
You're number 53.
Mm-hmm.
And I am. I think it's just like set. I don't think it's like I'm number 12. I think I am like.
Make it a prime number. We can be the prime gang.
Oh yeah. What's another good prime number? Is 53 a prime number?
Yes, it is.
Do you have them memorized? Is that your deal?
No, I said that, and then I was like, "Oh fuck! I hope that's a prime number."
And then it happened to
was.
be.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Prime number list. You're number 53, and I'm 1907.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're prime time.
There we go. Prime time. What's good?
Your stars. How could you not shine?
Thank you. I cannot fucking wait until we kick in the door at that fucking port. The port guys, the people who run the port, kick that door in. I'm gonna steal all the shipments.
I'm not. You know what? The first thing I'm gonna do is
What's
I'm not
that?
even gonna steal something. I'm just gonna step on all the onions.
Snap, snap, snap. Oh, I cannot
Fucking
wait.
love stepping on onions.
The approach, de-escalators. The first thing you need to do is this fight just pops off. I guess. What do you do,
Fight pops
Volt? Tell me what
Have you
happens.
guys started fighting?
I
yet?
need, you know what I
Yeah,
need?
we
I
need
need
to-
more of this conversation until something is sufficiently inflammatory, and then
Okay.
I
Oh no!
come
Here's
in.
here's what happens. I say I love fucking stepping on onions, and then I look, and someone's walking by with an onion pig.
With an
on a
onion
plate,
pig.
and I fucking knock it off, and I just step on it.
Oh, fucking pig got what it deserved.
All right,
Yeah.
my drink.
What's up, farmer?
You two out,
Out where? You gonna?
outside, out of the inn. You're done.
Okay.
I see like 3 more pigs I could step on.
Yeah, we'll bring out some pigs. We'll step on them outside. I'll step on things outside or inside. I'll bring the table with me. I pick up the table. I'm taking the table with me. We're gonna sit outside. We decided we wanted to sit outside.
I'm
Okay,
gonna take a chair.
Punch thrown. It's thrown. I threw it.
Okay. De-escalators. Follow the steps to stop the fight. Brawlers respond appropriately. At least one experience should be used during one of the steps. The approach. De-escalators. The first thing you need to do is interrupt the fight. How do you draw their attention? Brawlers. How do you lash out? What do you say that you shouldn't have? So we're fighting at this point. De-escalators.
Yeah.
First
I
thing.
mean,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get their attention by making a really loud noise. We've established that one of the plants we got, when it is heated up enough, it just makes a big bang, right?
True. Yeah, the cacti
I'm just gonna
berries.
throw one of those in the fireplace.
Oh my god.
So it's basically a kettle corn.
Yes.
Throw a bunch of really loud kettle corn.
I'm just gonna throw M80s in the middle of this inn.
You're about to hit someone with the chair I made.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah, you're about to hit someone with a chair she made, and I punch the automaton
He's
again.
holding the chair I made.
Cassid, do you have a way of de-escalating here too? Or you-
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a joint action or I choose my own, because I could just be like bringing out like a bucket of these fucking things for Iris, so we can like.
All right, well, I'm going to lash out and say something I shouldn't, which is like, good, I'm glad you're blowing up all those stupid cactus berries. They taste terrible and your chef doesn't know how to use them.
Wow.
I'm going to say something that I shouldn't, and I'm going to say, I'm going to destroy the unholy.
Oh no. Bolt's at it again.
I break the chair over my own head.
Yeah.
To show just how out of
That's
control I
right.
am.
Rah! I'm flexing. I do the outsider like finger point at you while you're doing it to hype
Yeah.
you up. You know what I mean? The NWO, like, yeah. Boom. I'm doing it in real life. I hope you can feel the energy through the microphone right now.
I 100% can.
I'm like shaking. I'm doing the shake, the whole thing.
I bring my hands together, and I use the move Smite.
Well, there's
I don't know
more
what
to
it
this
does.
game. That's what we're only got at the approach.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
Why? They broke the chair.
Oh my god.
We've been over this.
We should get to step
Damn.
2, the separation. De-escalators. How do you put space between the brawlers? Is there something else you can get them to focus on? Brawlers try to start the fight back up again.
God, what do we do?
I mean, yeah, I think if we get a chance, I'm going to actually shove myself in between them, but we need to make space first.
Yeah, I think that upon like seeing that Keith, what's your character's name?
Volt.
Volt is about to smite these people.
Yeah, my hands are
I-
together. That typically something. Whoever the most evil here is going to start bursting into flames.
Iris is sweating.
I think that I like try to start to push the like tables in between you. Since you're like standing up at them, and then like move more of them against those tables so it creates like a barrier, you know? Um, yeah.
I'm not very happy about using more of my furniture for this,
I'm
but I am
sorry.
standing on top of the table that is now in the middle of them. This just small elf woman trying to hold these automatons and this paladin apart.
Brawlers try to start the fight back up again. You wouldn't. So I think I'm like a bronze automaton. You know what I mean? I look like a living bronze statue, and yet I pull a T-shirt off that is made of like soft bronze and like reveal just cut fucking abs. I'm just ripping. And I start spinning. Wow. I start spinning this T-shirt over my head, and at first it's like, okay, what are you gonna do with that T-shirt? And then it catches a lamp or something, and the lamp shatters because it's still bronze. I have like an ad hoc mace that's just my soft bronze T-shirt underneath my automaton bronze body, or on top of my automaton bronze body, and I'm slamming it down into the tables. I'm like scratching up all these tables. I'll take it outside. You don't want me to break any more furniture, then we gotta go. We gotta fight.
Volt reveals why he carries such a plain sword, because he picks up just a table knife, and he's not just a paladin, he's a psionic paladin, and now he has an energy sword.
Oh wow!
Is this your god? Wait, someone asked earlier? I want to say B in the chat or Bo in the chat asked what you were a paladin of, Volt. Is it the psionics god?
Is there a psionics god?
It could be.
God,
yeah,
That's your choice.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a psionics god. I don't know how they do yet, but that's what it is.
It's
a holy ship that fell from the sky, and we worship the tech that we found.
53, are you also trying to get this fight back up?
Oh, fuck yeah. See, because
yeah.
you're made of bronze, but I'm an older model, so I'm actually made of wood.
I got you.
So I bust a bottle of liquor over my own head and then shove my head in the fire.
Yes!
And now my head's on fire.
Yes! I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Okay.
World Star.
Now.
Okay, this is so rowdy. Are we moving on to
the talk down?
I'm moving on to I'm gonna swing this psionic sword at these two robots.
Does this just happen? Do you just fight us outside?
Yeah, well, no one stopped me effectively.
I have a talk down that we could keep this from happening.
Prove it.
Okay.
Prove that you can stop me.
I can't. I'm not really. We'll deal with you later. I'm mostly concerned with the guy who's on fire. So I'm going to be using. Should I just get into the talk down here?
Yeah, go for it. How do you ensure the fight won't break out again tonight?
So I'm going to be using my bravado experience here, which is never falter, and I think it's like when we got Volt to leave first somehow. Like, just wait outside. It'll be okay. And then I stop them, and I'm like, look, you've caused enough damage to this place that, honestly, I'm debating going out there and helping my pal out. You guys think you're big, fancy bandits, right? You go around, pillage shit.
I don't have to think about anything.
Fucking great. Do you think about who you're talking to? Because I am Captain Iris Alphonse, Scourge of the Barrel Coast, and I need you to stop fucking around my establishment before I cut your mouth off.
Yo, you're a pirate! Yo, this is Alphonse! Iris Alphonse! All right, hold up. Do you still 53? Do you have the picture?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We
and
found
I
it.
turn around and there's just a picture carved in my back.
That's right. Of Iris.
Mm-hmm.
I pop out the knife. I like hold out my hand and as if from there's another. I'm wearing it. You couldn't tell this, but I have a long sleeve shirt on also. It just looks bronze, so it pops out from a second long sleeve shirt that I guess had abs painted on it. And give you the knife to sign 53's back with.
What? With the? This isn't gonna hurt him, is it?
Only in the best ways, Kimasabi. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna need some more of the Munyon shooters.
I will sign this man's back.
And you
with
do?
a knife.
Oh, can we headbutt?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not me.
No, not you. But you're great. We respect your work such a great deal. We respect your
Thank
work.
you. Could you respect my other work, such as the table and chair that I made?
I am so sorry.
You made those tables?
Oh.
Yeah.
All these tables are sick.
Okay, well, I'll make you a deal. When we go raid the port town,
Yeah.
we'll bring you some wood back.
Yep.
Don't do that.
We're going to bring you the best wood, driftwood, imported wood. Did you know that there is wood from another continent that is just the densest? We think some of that may have gotten shipped in, and we think you could make some just top-notch pieces with it.
You know what would really help me is wood from the forest and the ruins that wouldn't end up killing people if you took it.
I'm ready to smite out here.
Yeah, so I gotta go talk to my friend. It was so
I
nice
got
meeting
that
you guys.
here.
It was
Yeah.
so good to meet you. It was such an honor. We tried to.
It's always great to meet a fan.
Yeah.
Listen, do you want my arm? Will that help, like, fix this chair?
Yeah, he
No.
can give you his arm.
Yeah,
and a
it's
leg.
It's not a big deal.
I'll get back to you.
All right. So, what's the rates for like a night stay?
Do we like?
So I think
Right.
outside. Yeah, outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You have like a hammock situation. Y'all got yurts?
They got
No.
yurts.
I'm with Keith's character.
Oh,
outside.
okay. You're okay. Cassie is with Keith. All
Yeah,
right, so
we're having the
cut to-
conversation about
Yes.
the night stay off
Yeah.
screen.
Got it. Good.
I think that I know Volt. Me and Volt have worked together a lot, and I know that when Volt brings the energy to his sword, he needs to draw blood that night, or he can't take the energy out of it. Like he's fired up. He is going crazy, and I like really don't want him to murder our customers because it seems like Iris has gotten this handled. So
No,
I
I don't
think-
want. No. That'll make me anxious.
I think I think that I'm gonna use my bag of tricks to make it look
Ooh.
like there is like a camp set up, like not too far from our inn, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Volt, I think that those guys are with those other guys, and they're evil too, so we should go fight those people." Because
What?
Iris is gonna kick those people out.
But they're still
and then-
inside. They're in there.
Well, all their friends are also gonna kill us over there. We have to go over there to fight them.
Can I suggest something? Is that after you say that, you look in the window and see me with a knife stabbing it into the back of one of
That's
them?
true. That is what
You're like,
you
oh,
see.
she's got it handled. Because I'm signing him. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, yeah, I guess they're dead over there. That's cool.
Love it. Is that the aftermath now? Everyone's picked up off the floor and dusted off together. Answer the aftermath questions. Or
Well, what happens when I get over to that tent and there's no one there? Or I smite it from a distance. It's just like the
Yeah.
whole thing goes up in flames.
That's it. 100%. Yeah. God.
Volt's scary.
Volt's scary. Volt, don't fuck around with Volt. Were any of the player characters
They
hurt?
smashed that little pig. They said they would smash more.
No, it's fair. That's really fair.
Was anyone hurt? If yes, how do you help each other recover? I don't think anyone was permanently hurt
I don't think
here.
I was hurt, no.
Was there any significant damage to the tavern? If so, what's it going to take to fix it?
Yes.
Yeah, we broke several tables and
I
chairs,
need to
right?
fix all this furniture.
Uh-huh.
We're like out like 2 tables and a half.
How do you deal with the brawlers? Are they banned? Do they pay a fine? I think we figured it out. Brawlers figured it out. We're gonna come back with some stuff for you. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's chill. It's chill.
Yeah,
It's
it's
chill.
We got you. Don't worry about it. You'll get a cut. And that'll be how you fix the damage. I promise we're gonna come back with the finest whiz.
Thank you, Primetime.
That's our ad lib. We toss that in whenever we come in or leave. That's our
You
call.
gotta be thinking these guys are played by a buff Jesus and Mara.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Enchanted ruins all day, nigga. You don't even know. Sorry, ancient ruins. AR all day.
Probably also enchanted.
Yes, they are also enchanted. What are we? Was that 3? Is that the third?
That's
since?
3. Yeah, yeah.
What was the second one? I feel like I missed one.
Slice.
What was
Wait,
the one?
Oh, no.
Slice was the
I'm
first
wrong.
one.
I think we
and
need
then-
one more.
wrong.
But let's call
Yeah.
it
It was a
here.
smoke break, which doesn't count.
Yes. Yeah. Let's take a very extended smoke break as we pause the game for the night, because we have a hard out. As always, you can play.
300 feet of cigarettes.
Oh, let's actually wrap this up. Wait, did anyone use? It did sound like people used their own
Oh yeah.
skills. So let's do that, and then we'll sign off. Who
I'm gonna
used
say
what?
I used Smite, Destroy the Unholy.
You did obviously do that.
Those
Are these
fools
getting
in the
replaced?
tent won't even get a chance to bother us.
Yes, these get replaced. Yes, if they are your adventurer jobs. So yeah, what are you replacing Smite with? And give me a tiny,
I believe
tiny
that
baby
it is.
scene.
I think it's the. Oh, you know what? I think it's the animal one. I gotta find it. I gotta scroll back up. There we go. I had planned on taking Weather Vane, but I'm actually gonna take Caring for and Communicating with Animals. Because
What's that look like? How do you learn that?
well, it was such a quick snap from when these two automata stepped on that little pig.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my God, not the little pig.
So you put some time into spending time with animals.
I decided I have to protect animals.
Love it. Casting an
We don't
iris?
have an orator, right? Orator. Orator.
We do not have an
No,
orator.
no.
And we still don't.
Wow, mean.
I'm gonna take parable, a
Ooh.
lesson for every situation.
Okay.
I think that me and Volt were walking back from smiting that campfire, which we definitely smited. A bunch of people died for sure.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Volt. On the way back, I was like, we're running a restaurant now. We kind of have to figure out kind of new, solutions to the issues that come up in our life. And we really had like a heart to heart about it. And I think that I'm like growing into that kind of role.
Nice. Iris.
Yeah, so I took Crafter, which is create useful or beautiful things, and I think the scene we get for that, I'm kind of combining both of those descriptions here with what she's been working on. I think it's just this really nice, like, ornate teapot that she's been like secretly working on, like at night in her free time for like weeks.
That's very cute.
And it was, she brings it in one day and is just like, check this thing out, and it's like, maybe it's shaped like one of the like a monster they fought or something.
Oh, that's so
That,
good.
like shot like we talked about the boiling hot water.
Yeah.
So it's something from there.
Can I propose what it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a teapot that has like 6 spouts or five spouts, one for each of us. And it was like some sort of like mammoth creature
Yes.
that had 5
Okay.
trunks that spat out different, like there was a poison trunk and a fire trunk and you know what I mean? Like an enchanted evil mammoth. demigod.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I totally see it.
Love it. All
Yeah,
right.
I like that a lot.
Cool. All right, we're going to take a very extended smoke break. We're going to wrap this up for tonight. You can find this game, Stewpot Tales from a Fantasy Tavern, at noroadhome.itch.io, or you could search for Stewpot Tales from a Fantasy Tavern on your search engine of choice. It'll probably come up. It is again by Takuma Okada, who is a great mod for us in our Discord. You can find me on Twitter at Austin_Walker. You can follow the show at friends_table, and you can support the show at friends@thetable.cash. Andy, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Captain Trash, and my other show's on there as well at Emojidrome.
Keith.
My name is Keith J. Carberry. You can find me on Twitter at Keith J. Carberry. You can find the Let's Plays that I do at youtube.com/runbutton, including on contentburgerbit.biz, our Patreon Let's Play of Shenmue 1, the ongoing Shenmue 2, and the upcoming public Shenmue 3.
Cannot wait for that. Allie.
Hi, you can find me at Allie_West on Twitter, and you can find the show over at friends_table. Read tweets on both accounts. They're all great.
They're all great. For real. And Dre.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Swandre3000.
Awesome. Real quick, I just also want to take the moment to shout out the Friends of the Table transcript team because they do a great job, and because we are in the middle of. We've been recently talking to the leadership there, the people who are running it, and now Cole, who is taking over some of those duties. And I just want to let people know that we're probably sometime in the next couple of months, I hope, going to start linking out to the completed transcripts. Because many of them are completed and are at a state where it seems like a good place to do that. But if you want to look at those transcripts now, you don't have to wait for us to link out to them. You can go to twitter.com/transcript_FATT or tinyurl.com/FAT_transcripts, FATT transcripts, and that will take you to the master list of everything. And thanks again to all those folks who are doing a great job. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and hopefully we'll be back soon to wrap this up, because this was really fun, and again, a pretty light lift. So hopefully we'll see y'all soon. Until then,
I have one more small plug if I can.
please. Now is the
Run
time.
Button doesn't do a ton of podcasts, but I do really like the ones that we do get to do. We had a recent couple come out, including our 10-year anniversary podcast. We've been doing podcasts for 10 years, which is nuts. But we got that, and then we had another one, and then we have the upcoming Game of the Year podcast coming out too. So
Awesome.
That's in podcast feeds and also on our YouTube.
There you go. Enjoy those things, and thank you again for joining us tonight. I hope y'all have a great weekend and a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.